Pound.
In a world,
Shut the hell up.
where Carolina Panthers fans
Anthony from Charlotte, keep motherfucking pounding.
have an insatiable thirst
I need to see a lot more of that shit going forward.
for Panthers news and opinions.
All my C3 brethren from the C3 Legion.
Only one podcast roars ferociously.
The longest running Panthers podcast on the internet.
It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Oh, Greg, I owe y'all $100 now.
The Panthers roster is set temporarily. 53 men made this team. Couple of people on the PUP. Couple of people on, I guess, non-football injury as well. Jordan Matthews did not make the team, surprisingly. Terrace Marshall Jr. cut. See you later. Enough of the Terrace Marshall Jr. talk. And the Carolina Panthers have traded for a starting cornerback for a guy who was cut today. Holy cow. We're here, folks. It's going down. Football is back, baby. And we got some real tangible things to talk about. You're listening to the C3 Panthers podcast brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where every Tuesday night we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective. Tonight's show, no ifs, ands, or buts after these roster cuts. Or as my grandma says, every party has a good platter of cold cuts. And there were some cold cuts today. And we're here to talk about them with my peoples, my brothers, my wheelman, Cody Lack. How you doing, my friend?
Tony Don, there's nowhere I'd rather be on a Tuesday night than here with my boys talking Panther football. And listen, man, we had a few surprises today. 7 wide receivers kept.
That's a lot.
And there were some real surprises too in terms of who it was. Listen, man, tonight we're going to be doing our 2024 season predictions that we are going to be referring back to over the course of the season. Hey, man, we have a big time show tonight. But, Tony, you know, as always, we're going to do it with the best damn Panther fans in all of YouTube. You already know them. I love them. It's AJ Brooks, Joey the Blind Panther, the brand ambassador to these little skills, Panther Pickle in the building, Jake the Snake, John B. Jenkins with our Warsaw update. What's up, John? Josh in the building, Justin K. Poppin from Black Cat. What's up, homie? Cardiac Cat 13, the real AP, Tim Estes, Tin Tizzy, Tony Gibson, and your bastard son, White Chocolate Espresso. Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
The number is 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. We want to hear your thoughts on the Panthers' current roster, who you thought the surprise cuts were, who should have made this team that didn't. How is Jamie Robinson on this team? Boy, they got a little investment in old Jammy. A little investment in Jammy. You guys know what to do. You smash the thumbs up button. You subscribe. We're on our way. We're to the top, baby.
And by the way, a little producer's note. YouTube does this thing now where they let us set goals. So check this out. If the C3 Legion can give 10 generous donations, 10 generous super chats tonight during the pod within the first hour, your boy, the voice that makes them moist, will beatbox for the Legion. Let's go, baby. Make that man beatbox for y'all.
10 super chats gets you the CK beatbox tonight, guys. Also, if you're a C3 part of the C3 super fans for just $1.99, it's a small donation, monthly donation that can help support this channel as we continue to grow and expand. Some new emojis tonight. You type in Canales. And you get the Ted Lasso emoji. You type in dog, D-A-W-G, you get the C3 dog tags. And for the Legion, for C3 super fans, if you've been a Legionnaire, a super fan for a year, you now get the Legion tag for you. So we got to keep adding. Did it on the fly at the last minute. We hope you guys like it. Oh, Tamir Bird's out there. Go get him. 8 receivers. 8 receivers. All right. Look at this. Look, Tin Tizzy, first member sub. Still repping this bitch. Talk about the
Member for
Legion.
24 months.
My man. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you guys. You know what I appreciate more than anything is your time, attention, your energy, and your contribution. Also, I appreciate these two other guys on the end here. CK, good to see you.
Man, it's I'm glad to be here. And now the countdown begins. Man, 2 weeks, and we're gonna have almost really a week and a half, to be fair. And we're gonna have actual football to talk about. We're gonna have a wet blanket here to talk about what happened this past week that hasn't had a chance to have a conversation about it. So I'll let him take the stage now. But man, I'm just happy to be here with you boys on another Tuesday night.
Greg, the bat daddy, the stat daddy, the beard that makes him fear. What's up, my friend?
What's going on, fellas? Like CK was saying, man, we are so close. And just think, man, we get the football on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday and Monday. 4 days out of the next 7 in the next 2 weeks. That's going to be nice. The blanket's not as wet as y'all think it is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, good. Good. If you need some time alone, you can have it. We got the cam out or somebody.
Yeah.
Strats, my boy.
Yeah, man. So look, some notes. Kev knocked down that first dono with the C3 bombs. Is Dan Morgan beatboxing the off season. I like it. And the man, Mr. Strats, the homie, gifted 10 memberships to some fans in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all. Yo, we appreciate you, Strats, helping add to the Legion. Yo, we do it for y'all, man.
CK gonna be beatboxing before you know it. The real AP coming in here. I hope your beatboxing is better than Ray Gunn's breakdancing.
Oh, that's a high bar.
His beatboxing so high it's gonna get us demonetized. It's fire.
Oh, bro, we're gonna be there in no time,
Here
dude. AJ Brooks says, "How dare you tempt me with those vocals? Take my money."
They make us. It's the voice that makes them moist, man. Strats, big shout out to you, my boy, man. Really good friend of mine. I tell you, man, we made so many good friends. There's brothers up here, 4 brothers right here for me, anyway. So it's been great. But all right, it's time. It's time today by 4:00. Now I was looking at the cut. Like ESPN or NFL Network has a full list of all the cuts, and Baltimore only had like 6. Like, where'd they cut their team? Like, did they not bring anybody to camp? I was like looking at this, but looking around the league, it is a tough day. It's a tough day for the coaches, a tough day for the players. As these guys are out there working and fighting. The Carolina Panthers have moved their roster down to 53. They are number 1 in the waiver wire position. And that actually allows them to pick up as many people. They get first dibs at as many dudes from these other teams that have been released as they want. So while we have a 53-man roster, go ahead and expect tomorrow there to be some changes to that. So don't get too excited about those 7 receivers just yet. But tough day. The cold cuts, the cold cut platter. Got to get them from Harris Teeter, my grandma would say. Or my uncle would say, grandma goes to Food Lion, gets the cold cuts, and then puts them in a Harris Teeter bag. I was like, oh, that's some cold ass shit right there. All right. The Carolina Panthers have moved it down to 53. Cody, there is nowhere to start but at the top, the tit-op with the quarterbacks, baby. Oh, my gosh.
Very tit-op. Surprise, surprise. Only 2 quarterbacks, man. They did cut. Is it Jake or Jack? I still never remember the dude's name. Jack Plummer.
Yeah,
I believe it was Jack, right? Jack Plummer.
Jack, yeah.
Jack.
Whatever. There was a dude named Plummer on our team who played the quarterback position.
Plummer, not related to Jake Plummer.
And he is not on the team anymore.
No.
So, yeah, we are rolling with only 2 quarterbacks.
To bring this up is because I know you want to talk a little bit about each position. Is Canales talked about the importance of the 3rd quarterback, the emergency quarterback in this new world. Right. We got to believe that one of these guys is going to the practice squad. The Lutton or Plummer, and nobody's going to come. I don't think anybody's going to come steal any of those dudes.
Right. I mean, when you see the amount of quarterbacks that they cut, I mean, you have Desmond Ridder out there. You have Stidham. I think he got cut. There's enough people out there that Jack is not going to be super sought after.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
can't see it.
it's kind of a waste of like 95% of our preseason if we don't at least keep one of them on the practice squad, right? I mean,
We are not getting into that, Greg.
well, but no,
my
you,
God.
No,
yeah,
I'm
no,
being
you did
serious,
These
say
yeah.
reps don't matter. Clearly, they didn't matter for those fools. No. I'm
Yeah, but no, Dave Canales did say that there wasn't importance to that third quarterback. So yeah, I do think they're going to try and bring one of these guys back on waiver.
Yeah.
But listen, we're going to talk about Bryce a little bit later. What else is new? But let's jump into some of the other positions that we're very interested in. Running backs, we got our bell cow, Chuba Hubbard. And I think Chuba's going to have a great year this year, man. I think
He looked really good in the preseason.
I think that's going to be the bell cow of this running back room. We should also mention some context here that our second round pick running back Jonathan Brooks will start the season on PUP. So we won't get him until after week 4. And you know what? There's a part of me that even kind of likes that.
Yeah.
Because it gives us some excitement. Like, oh, shit, Jonathan Brooks is coming back. We're going to be able to add an element to this option or to this offense that we didn't have prior. Listen, man, maybe I'm a little bit too optimistic. I think Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders in his second year, knowing that last year was disappointing for him, I think this is a decent running back room. I think Raheem Blackshear is in turn to return punts and kicks. So I'd like this little running back room. I'm happy.
Wild. It's wild that the most expensive running back on the list is number 2. And I am coming around to the point where I'm just meh about Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
I was into it. I thought it sounded good on paper last year. I thought it was going to be a cool work fit, something like this. But Chuba Hubbard looks better when he's on the field.
Mhm.
Now, what the interesting, if you go to that next slide with the Jonathan Brooks, interesting here, big pick for the Carolina Panthers, second round pick, a guy that should have arguably is a first round talent that suffered a big knee injury in November of last year. But what's kind of cool about putting him on the PUP right here is that he's not on IR and he's not technically on PUP. I mean, he is, but it's a non-football injury. So that gave us some leeway to put some other guys like Amari Barno, Wanham on the PUP list, because you can only have so many spots on the PUP in the IR. Like if you get 8 people on IR, and so what I think that non-football injury, because it was happened before he was drafted, is good for the ability to fill in the roster temporarily until he can come around.
Well, while we're talking about the running backs, it does make me wonder if he comes back week 4 and just say, for instance, Hubbard
Who's gone?
Miles and Sanders are looking good. Is he going to get a chance to come in and really make a difference in this offense? Do you want to change something up if he does?
I think that the question, Greg, is who's gone.
Right.
It's got to be Blackshear. If they're cutting one of those guys, it's got to be Blackshear. Well,
or maybe
or
it's
Sanders.
I know it's wild to say this. Could it be Miles Sanders in a trade?
Well, we know it won't be Hubbard. It won't be
right.
Chuba.
It won't be Hubbard.
Be
and the Blackshear, but Blackshear offers the kick return like that option. I guess Miles Sanders. What I'd be
about
interested to
Adam
see
Thielen.
I just don't
Now
see
that
the
you
value.
have now, I mean, we're gonna get to the receivers, but
Okay.
7 receivers. If Jalen Coker ends up being a guy, I mean, we'll get to that. But maybe they think that they have a good enough room that they might find some value in shipping off an Adam Thielen. I don't know. There's lots of options available to us.
I think a Sanders and a Thielen are names that you could shop.
Well, Panther
for a future pick, just future pick. You know what I'm saying? Is like if you're not really going to put Miles Sanders out there a lot, you believe in Chuba Hubbard, and Jonathan Brooks is a star potentially in the making, or at least that's what you're hoping. Then Miles Sanders, you take a 6th round pick next year for him, and you move on.
Yeah. Well,
Cut your losses.
Yeah.
So, by the way, let me shout out Kev real quick because he informed me that in order for our so we put a goal for 10 people and then we CK will beatbox. apparently you have to click on the goal in order for it to count. So right now we're only at 1 out of 10. So click
we'll
on,
count them, obviously.
We're gonna count him.
So
we're gonna
click on the.
He'll beatbox twice if we get to 13.
Yeah.
No,
But just for future reference, click on the little bullseye, and it should let you.
Okay. All right.
That way.
All right. Well, let's see it work. Let's put that magic to action there. Carolina, look, is crazy. Look, Chuba Hubbard, though, as a guy who I was not in love. You guys were in love with him so much coming out of college. He was so terrible at catching the ball. But give this dude credit. He's out there working hard on the jugs machine after practice every day, they say, right? So he's putting in, he knows that that's the weakness. He really has gotten his balance. If you looked at the way he ran the first 2 years versus the second 2 years, he looked like a baby giraffe, like his head. He was over his skis. I think this is why we don't get too excited, too, about late round picks coming out the gate and just being great. You know what I'm saying? Is everywhere like, oh, Chuba Hubbard had 2,000 yards in college. He's all of a sudden going to be, but he's a cool, tough player, tough runner. I like his running style, which is vertical. He just picks the hole and goes. He's not a dancer. And he had those cool ass fucking retro fucking sweatpants on when we saw him at the hotel.
And listen, man, he's never been the greatest pass catcher.
Never.
I say that he's always been a good downhill runner.
Yeah.
And I'll say that he's always been good. Like, he's never been a bad runner of the football. He fights for yards after the catch. Remember, this guy has also now been through, he's on his third coaching staff here in Carolina. So the guy's been through a ton of turnaround. And he's one of the few players I feel like we can identify to say he has gotten better every year.
Yes,
like he
never made it, and PMJ didn't.
Yeah, man, he continues to grow. He continues to get better. I'm a fan of Chuba, man. I'm an OG Chuba Hubbard fan.
You are. I know you
OG.
Are. You and Matt Rule's wife are the two cheerleaders. Y'all in a menage a trois. Chuba menage a trois.
One of us has good taste. Okay.
While we're still on running backs, real quick, Panther Gal 73 does make a question, make a comment. I don't understand why we not keeping players that scored touchdowns. When we look at the running back room, don't you think Boone over Blackshear would have been one of the guys they kept?
So he actually turns out that he is a vested veteran. So he's played 4 seasons, more, I guess, 4 full seasons. So he can go into free agency. Like he doesn't hit waivers like the other guys do.
Yeah.
But they have said that they expect that the Panthers trying to circle back and offer him a deal. Like they're hoping nobody else is going to grab him and they're going to find a way to practice squad him or give him a deal. So I don't know. I think it's just interesting. Some of these guys that they like a lot that are not part of the old regime. Like, I don't even know who Mike Boone is other than that touchdown and the runs and this and that. But obviously, they think something of him.
Some of the players that cut today, I was like,
I didn't even know they were on the team.
Yeah, like, is that somebody that was on this team?
It makes you realize that it wasn't as hard of a decision as you would think, you know, to get this down to the 53-man.
It's really like 7 names, isn't it, CK? You know, it's like
names that you recognize.
They know 63. Like they know who they're going to cut down to 63, and then it's those last 10 that they're trying to figure out what to do.
And well, the funny thing is, it was really only the last 8 because when you add the injured reserve or designated to return with Dane Jackson and Amari Barno or somebody else is on there.
Amari Barno is on the pup.
It's I'm talking about the injured reserve because the pup still counted against the pup is still counted against the actual 53-man roster. So it's going to be the people that are on the IR designated to return, meaning they can come back this season, is going to be Dane Jackson and Sam Franklin. And so they're not counting against the roster. So we have 55 people technically on the 53-man roster right now.
Hey, real quick, let me just read this C3 bomb from Hemlock with the 499. Says Chuba reminds me of D. Will.
I don't
heard
know.
that. I think D. Will was probably a little shiftier of a back, huh?
But D. Will was explosive,
Dynamic. Yeah, he was probably a
dude. He
little
really
faster.
was
Probably a little
I
faster.
think he
than
has
Chuba.
he's like one of the top 5 players in 70+ yard touchdowns runs.
I mean,
Like,
for
he was
most,
a home run hitter, bro.
It was the hair.
Jay Stu is the all-time leading Panthers rusher, and he only got that in like his final 2 seasons. Yeah, it was D. Will most of the time.
He wasn't even look as first. Jonathan Stewart was a great player.
Mhm.
Both of these guys struggle with injury. They're kind
He's
of
my
like
favorite running back for the Panthers.
who? Jonathan Stewart?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, because
That's my
like
favorite.
we love seeing him mash the fucking Rondé Barber.
And he was a bowling ball, dude. When he got
He
rolling,
was
you didn't
tough. He
stop
was
that
fast back in the day. He had a lot of injuries early in his career. He's kind of like Thomas Davis. He's very similar of a player to Thomas Davis in that their careers didn't sunset with those injuries early on. Like those injuries could derail a career early on. And Jonathan Stewart struggled with a toe. He had a toe, a foot, and this and that.
Yeah.
He was great. And you thought that he was running out of gas or the injuries were going to be a problem. And then he had this 3-year stretch where he, at the back end of his career, was just fucking great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And by the way, John B. Jenkins reminds us that when he was drafted, D. Will was the all-time NCAA yards leader at the time.
Yeah,
So
dude. He
he's
played
always
for
been
Memphis. He
dynamic.
was fucking a baller, bro.
Yeah, man. So listen, you want to jump into the next part of this? Because this is by far the most newsworthy thing that came out of the roster cuts today. So the Panthers have kept 7 wide receivers.
This is bananas. There's a lot of receivers.
By the way, shout out to Dave Canales, because in his presser, I believe it was either this morning or yesterday, he basically said verbatim that we can keep 7 wide receivers or we can keep 4 and then get another 2 from some other team that's going to come available. So I like that he was open and honest with us, but Terrace Marshall Jr.,
Not
more.
Surprising.
Got
it's not
the
a
axe.
surprise.
And the 2 surprises of this list. So let me read them out. We have Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo, Xavier Leggett, which those are the 4 that we all knew. Those were locked in stone.
Right.
Then fan favorite, ISM, Amir Smith-Marset. Happy that he's here. I think he's going to be a good returner. I think that they're going to find some ways to get him involved.
Thick leg David Moore.
Sweeps. Yeah, David Moore. By the way, shout out to Diesel Skills. I know that he's in the chat. That was his favorite wide receiver of training camp. And he was telling me how good of a wide receiver he is. He was very impressive. Went with him. Then Jalen Coker, the undrafted free agent out of Holy Cross. And this was the fan favorite. But
a lot of people like
every
this
year. Every year, there's one undrafted player that people sort of fall in love with.
The Demir Bird Award.
Yeah, this is the Demir Bird of 2024. Hopefully, he's able to stay healthy a lot longer than Demir Bird.
Demir Bird's still in the fucking league. Get the fuck out of
here. Stiff Breeze will break his.
He got cut. He's going to get picked up.
Yeah.
I bet you he scores a touchdown this year.
If he gets picked up, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, so
yeah.
Do you think that Jalen, like, I'm wondering TMJ not being on here with how much he got talked up during the preseason and everything. Do you think that fight was what was the determinant factor in the end for him getting cut? When they thought, like, we have to cut somebody and we're checking things off the list, that fight maybe on what did it?
What fight? I don't know.
They won in the Jets practice.
Didn't he get in a fight in the Jets practice?
Oh, he tossed the football at a guy.
Dude, if that so this is what I think it is, right? Next year,
I'm just wondering. I'm saying it is.
So look, next year you're gonna have to pay Deontay Johnson, assuming that he has a good year this year. Mm-hmm. And Terrace Marshall Jr. was on the final year of his contract, so I think that definitely plays a part in that. The thing that just hurts about Terrace Marshall, and Tony will make fun of me, but what else is new? I really feel like he was a bunch of wasted talent and potential. And he's the type of player.
He's not good.
The type of player who I feel like goes to Buffalo or goes to Cincinnati and then balls the fuck out. And then we're all wondering, yo, Why the fuck couldn't he have done
Five.
that
I got 5
when
on
it
it.
was over here?
He's
Fine.
the
I got
DJ
5
Anderson
on
of
it.
wide receivers is what he is.
I got 5 on it. This guy will never have more than 500 yards in the NFL.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, man.
I think,
want
I think
5
there
on
will
it?
be somebody who takes a flyer on him.
Yeah.
No, it's
I got-
fine. He won't ever play.
I got 5 on it.
All right. Well, let's fucking Greg, you're our fucking bookie, Greg. You write that down. He got 5.
Yeah.
Terrace Marshall Jr. will not have over 500 yards in the next 5 years. In a single season. In a
that's a good
single
one.
season.
Okay, in a single season. Okay.
Yeah. Not happening.
all right.
That's a 5-year
Yeah.
bet for $5.
Yeah.
Long
That's
bet.
yeah,
I'm
I
done.
make it. I know. I mean, but look, I'm collecting after the end of this year. Get the fuck out of here with this. Look, this is the draft head. This is why you guys are listening to Cody. He's a draft lover. And it's just you're still going off of the past. There was something fishy with the Panthers and the Panthers media talking up Terrace Marshall Jr.'s camp so much.
Well, he
it
was
was-
training with Bryce most of the past
It
2
was
offs.
they were gushing. You even had Sheena come out today like, oh, nobody knew he was gonna get cut. He's having the greatest camp. Anytime these mugs start talking about a nobody who hasn't done shit having a great camp, I smell draft fluff. I mean trade fluff. They were just smoking that fire for fucking trade. They tried to trade him for a nothing, couldn't get it. That all that talk. And look, I mean, I have no hate against the dude. You know what I'm saying? As I hope the best for him. I hope. But when there is that much talk and there really ain't shit, it's like, oh, he's great in joint practices. He caught a fucking pass. He caught it. Get the fuck out of here. Something too much smoke. Too much smoke there. I think that was the Panthers leaking shit. I think they were fucking pushing the reporters to say, "Oh, great camp, great camp."
Dude,
They were cutting this guy from the beginning.
I also maintain that from the fan perspective, people dislike this dude because he's always wearing his he dresses like he's Justin Jefferson. He's got the Gucci bag. He's got
I don't
his
give
own,
a fuck about that.
he's
You
got
know
his
why I
own
don't like
clothing
him?
brand.
I
Yeah,
don't
there's
like
a-
him
there's
because
an
y'all
arrow.
talked him
Ego.
up too much.
He has
That's
an arrow
it. It's the
ego
only reason
system.
I don't like him is because you guys fucking the draft heads who just do the measurables and look at and then they go, oh, he's so great. He's so great. He's so great. They're not using him right. We watched it. He didn't fuck your number. This is why Demir Bird greater than Terrace Marshall Jr. by a mile. Number gets called, make shit happen. This motherfucker had
number
4 years and he couldn't pierce.
Dude, he
through.
made some good diving catches between the legs. You know, he made some good contested catches here and there. You know,
My mom is texting me saying, "Watch the language."
The Nancy's calling in.
She
to
just
tell you.
did you
Nancy's
hear
gonna-
it?
She's gonna call. She
She
said that
just called my phone actually. But
yeah, she's like, "Hey, watch it,
Mom,
mister.
you don't call Mom.
Watch
easy.
it, mister."
I bet the Bengals give TMJ a shot.
I think Buffalo does. That's where Joe Brady is. That's where.
Ooh,
Yeah, but think about it.
You know what? Buffalo now. Bird got cut from Buffalo.
Mhm.
They do have Curtis Samuel always hurt. By the way, he hurt again. Always
really?
hurt. That mug stays hurt.
Is he really hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Um,
Terrace is going. Listen, the biggest indictment on
Who
Terrace
cares?
Marshall Jr.
Anybody
was-
can make the Bills.
The biggest
receiving core right
indictment
now.
on Terrace Marshall Jr. was last year when we had Michael Strahan available at wide receiver.
He got cut today.
And TMJ was a healthy scratch. You know, so it's like, what was that all about? You know, we will never know. Like I said, I believe he will-
Reunite with Joe Brady. Is that what you're saying, Greg?
Yeah, I think that he's going to go up there
TMJ
to
goes
Buffalo.
to the Bengals. No,
With,
if he
what's
goes to
his
the
name?
Bengals, he reunites with Joe Brady from. Wasn't Joe Brady on that LSU team?
Joe, yeah,
No.
but Joe Brady.
Not Joe Brady. Joe. What is his name?
Burrow.
Burrow. Joe Burrow.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good point too. He goes. That's what I'm saying. He could either go where his coordinator is in Buffalo, and you have Josh Allen throwing you the ball, or you go to Cincinnati and you got Joe Burrow throwing you the ball. So
Look,
Hey,
Buffalo is becoming what Carolina was. Now they hit that second contract with Josh Allen, and they're asking Cam, what we did with Cam is like, go do it with Philly.
And they drafted a big Florida State wide receiver.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, who isn't great at separating. I did have a question for y'all. I'll ask mine after Greg. Go ahead, Greg.
Well, I was just going to say, Tony, speaking of Curtis Samuel, I play you week 1 in fantasy. You have Curtis Samuel starting lineup, and if you make that trade, it replaces Curtis Samuel with a wide receiver. Just saying.
Man, you are trying to take Kyle Pitts from me, though, for Minshew.
No,
Why am I do that?
I'm giving you 5
I
players.
guess I need to start
And a
logging
draft
into the fantasy thing.
I know. I hate the. Yeah, we got to get in this. Don't worry. We're about to. I'm about to spend 10 days in researching this now, Greg.
So,
Greg, give me something better.
Well, my
Send me an offer.
Send you an offer. I'm
send me a
listening.
counter.
No, so listen, my question regarding this wide receiver room is, so from Amir Smith-Marset, David Moore, and Jalen Coker, between these 3, who actually gets the most looks in the middle of the season?
Which one is not on this team? Which one is not on this team in 2 weeks?
Oh,
Probably David Moore.
yeah. I don't
Think
know
so?
about who's not on this team, but I don't think really any of them get any looks minus an injury.
All right,
the
so
guys
David
counter for
Moore has a history with Canales. I think David Moore played for the Seahawks and played for the Bucks with him around. And David Moore has been one of those dudes that hangs in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of not the greatest. Legs like tree trunks, though. Thighs like dang stumps. But he's I don't know. Is Coker a guy that they're going to cut and put on the practice squad when they try to get somebody else? What you get here is Smith-Marset and David Moore both have special teams potential. I think one of these guys isn't on the team in
I think Coker probably has some special team ability in him. He's a faster, shiftier guy. He's a speedster. And I mean, my thing is this is who can make separation, who can win in press man coverage, who can find the soft spot in the zone, who can continue to play when Bryce is scrambling and he needs you to run that second half of the route like Dave Canales was talking about in his last pressure. I think all those things are important, and I think whoever is able to form something of an understanding with Bryce and what he needs at the wide receiver position, I think that these guys have a potential to make a good name for themselves. I'm a fan of ISM. I really think that
it's very special teams oriented and can play receiver.
Well, last year we got him involved a few times, and for the most part, whenever we did, we were impressed with him. I wish we would have seen more of him earlier on.
He's skinny. He's like Ted Ginn Jr. He reminds me of Ted Ginn Jr. a little bit. A little lighter in the ass than Ted Ginn Jr. Here, look. What are we? How many super chats we got? We still got what? 7?
We're at in total. Hang
5,
on.
I believe.
No, in
We
total
need to get these supers. We got to get CK beatboxing tonight.
3. Yeah, so 7 more super chats before within the next 24 minutes.
Yeah, we got 25 minutes to get 7 more super chats, and then you can hear the great CK beatbox it. We also want to hear your calls at 252-228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button.
We had 4 of them, so 6 more super chats.
6 more. Let's get it. Cody, why don't we do this? Let's do one more position group and go into some calls.
Let's do it.
All right. What we got next?
The next position group we have on the list, the big O line. Not a lot of surprises here, but we did end up keeping 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have a lot of depth at O-line. So, Akim Aquanu, Damian Lewis, Austin Corbett, Robert Hunt, Taylor Moton, Brady Christensen, Chandler Zavala, Andrew Ryan, Cade Mays, and Josh Jamin. And honestly, I like how many players that we kept on the O-line, knowing how bad the depth was last year. We need as many big, strong bodies as we possibly can. So,
Yosh Ninjim did not. He's not on PUP or IR, which is good news. What about last week when we were responding to the second preseason game and people were like, Jack Anderson. And we were like, who's Jack Anderson? And they're like, he played great. He's guess what? He ain't on the team.
Nope.
Is 10 really? 10 sounds like a huge number, but realistically, that's just
I have
one backup per starter, right? That's
that's
pretty
much.
even that bad. Yeah. That means nobody would have to change positions.
And Christensen is like a backup for 3 of those positions. So.
I did a historical here. You guys keep talking. I did a spreadsheet one time. I wrote an article for the website, like on the history of how many players we kept at the position groups. You know what I'm saying? Like, so here, I'm going to find that because that's a great question, Greg. Is 10 because 7 receivers is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of historically we have rolled into seasons with 5 receivers. Now, when we look at that receiver group, 2 of those guys, one at least is a special teams player. Like you're keeping him, he's classified as a wide receiver, but he's a kick returner, punt returner. That's why you're keeping him. So I'm going to look that up, guys. All right, you guys talk about this while I figure that out.
And hey, another donation, C3 bomb from your boy KG73s with the $2 says, "Give beatbox." People want that beatbox, man. 20 minutes. If we can get 5 more super chats, CK gonna bust a beatbox for y'all.
That's what he's back there doing. He's practicing. 17 players on 2 positions, offensive line, wide receiver. That's 30% of the team, just in 2 positions.
I'm telling you, this year the most important thing is turning around the offense, like to the point where it's almost more important than being a well-rounded football team. Because none of us are expecting Super Bowl or playoffs. You know, we're wanting advancement, and we're wanting the offense to show a sign of life after being dead for 5 years in a row. So I have no problem with 30% of our roster being allocated to help Bryce Young be successful.
They've been our 2 weakest spots for the last few years for sure. And if I had to guess, our next biggest spot's got to be secondary because those are our 3 weakest spots in the last few years. So they've focused on exactly where we've been weak for the last few years.
I just Googled the history of when I wrote that article was on wide receivers only. So I just picked a random year, and I'll pick one more to make the data robust. 2018, we kept 10 offensive linemen there. So pick another year. Should we do a post 2020 year? We can do, you know what I'm saying? Is so 10 is not an abnormal amount.
What year did you pick?
2018. I tried to go pre-Matt Rule.
Yeah.
That would have been a Ron Rivera year.
That was when they were trying to fix the O-line for Cam. So, yeah, that was a good year to pick.
Let's see. We can do 20.
Do one pre-Cam if you can.
Oh, like 2009?
Yeah, something like that.
Let's see. They wrote these articles. Oh, Josh McCown was one of our quarterbacks, by the way. Let's see.
Hey, by the way, shout out to my man Alex Britt Panther over there in the UK. It says couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd drop in. Here's to you, Britt. We appreciate you, brother. Keep pounding, man.
Heck yeah. Across the pond. Gosh.
It's late over there, man.
This is pre. Oh, here we go. Guards, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guards, 3 centers. That's 8. No way.
You got to have at least 2 tackles, so that's at least.
I had a shit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no way that this was. Look, this is an article. Here, I'll share it with you guys so you can see.
What are we looking up?
We're looking at what the 53-man roster was from 2008 to see how many roster has started to settle. There are many unknowns, several things taking account. Oh, no, this is before. This is before the 53. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's a great question. 10 is not a giant number, though. It's like kind of a necessary number. Right. You're right. It's one.
Again, that's pretty much a backup per position.
And did you guys see Lel Collins got cut from the Bills?
No, I really didn't keep track of most of the bigger name cuts, but
Oh, and then I think it's funny too. How is Cody? Cody catches strays on the internet all the time.
What now? I didn't even see it. What did I do
It was
now?
about the Brady Christensen shit and how he's looked good at left tackle, and then all of a sudden people are tagging you, tagging Monty.
And I was right. You saw that in the last preseason game. He was the highest rated O lineman, and he was left tackle. He had like a 90% from PFF. And then I posted the video from training camp 2 years ago with Brady Christensen owning Brian Burns' soul in a one-on-one rep. So yeah, man, don't try my gangster, yo. Brady Christensen is a fucking left tackle.
He is. How about this? Is that mug has done more for this team than TMJ did?
Yeah.
Way more.
You know, like get off of these people's, you know what?
And listen, Tony.
And that guy actually performed. He's played well at moments. We've got 17 minutes, guys, to get CK beatboxing, folks.
But listen, let's talk about this though, man. If Kemakwanu struggles at left tackle this year, I do not think he should have that long of a leash.
Oh,
if he is going to be one of the weaker parts of our O-line, getting Bryce Young killed in what everyone is ostensibly calling his real rookie season, then you have to protect him. And if your left tackle is a turnstile, they better fucking play BC, bro. That's all I'm saying.
BC. No Yosh Ninja.
Hell no. Brady
Christensen. Hell no. Brady Christensen, though, what is funny about him is there was a group of people that disliked him before he played.
Yeah.
Right there.
Matt Rule. Matt Rule wanted him to play at guard, and he never played that fucking position one day.
Well, there was a group of fans that still think he sucks, and when he'll go out there and have a good game, and they'll be like,
listen, the man had to play guard, and never ever played that position in college ever before. Then had to play it. Was good at the position, even though he never played it before. And people have the gall to shit on this man, bro. Y'all better put some respect on Brady Christensen, because that man will be playing this year. I promise.
Buy the jersey, Cody. Buy the jersey.
Oh, well, he's got to get a contract first before he buy that jersey, bro. Like, that mug ain't gonna be on. You're listening to the C3 Panthers podcast. Every Tuesday night, we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective. We'd love to get your thoughts on the Panthers 53-man roster. Should they go after a guy like Lel Collins? Did the Panthers make a mistake in cutting TMJ? And I feel like I'm tired of talking about him. I think I got TMJ from talking about this dude's potential that never came to fruition. The number's 252-228-5098. You can call and talk shit to Cody about his BC love, Eddie Pinheiro hate, and we've got about 5 or 6 super chats left to get. CK's wonderful pipes beatboxing. Cody, can we take a couple of calls?
Absolutely, man. 252-228-5098. Let your voice be heard on the C3 Panthers podcast.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty you shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like
who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Podcast brothers, how y'all doing? G. Cavassier. Hey, I finished watching that game. Hey, before anybody says anything, I understand it's preseason, okay?
Yeah.
But besides that, we look good. Man, Bryce looked okay, man.
Yeah, this is you.
He looked okay. The first 2 plays looked like it was kind of rusty, but after the 2 first plays, that motherfucker came, man. And the offensive line is giving him time. And I know it's preseason and everything like that. But that right side with Robert Hunt and Taylor Moton, oh my God. I believe our damn center and the left guard wasn't playing today either, I believe. But you know what? The hell with it. Come the first game, everybody gonna be together. I'm telling you, man, this team, my feeling, we're gonna surprise a lot of damn people. Because if Bryce gets time in that line like he had today, oh my God, man. It was like Johnson made a good play, Adam Thielen made a good play, that dude Matthews made a good play, Dan T and J made that damn play. Who, me personally, I don't want him on the team. I don't think he's going
got
to be
to
here
wish,
come
Wish
next
granted,
Tuesday or Wednesday when they make final cuts or whatever. I think he's gone. I think that dude Coker too, man. Coker, that dude from the Holy Cross University. I mean, he had touchdown, but I haven't been hearing shit about him. But besides that, we looked okay, man. And I'm happy we won. Even though it was preseason, it feels good for a Panthers win. Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. So, and the real AP, this is our first time using the target. So honestly, we're like learning about it on the fly. But if you donated anything in any capacity, we would count it toward the total. Right now, we only need, here, I'll do a count real quick. We got, well, let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 more. And we'll hit it. Greg, listen, I know you wanted to talk about this, man. So listen, we saw Bryce Young in preseason football, and dare we say, he looked pretty good. He goes 6 of 8, 70 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interception. Now, Greg, did you watch it, and what did you think of the performance, especially since you were saying that you wanted to see Bryce play preseason football? So,
well, I will say I did watch it, and I will give Bryce and the team props. They did look really good in that first drive. I was very, very impressed. For the first time in a very long time, I felt like I was watching an actual football game with actual players. Even most of the regular season last year, it didn't feel like we were watching a real football game. This team looked really good during the first drive, so I want to give him props for that. And I'm not knocking Bryce about anything because I can't. 6 of 8, 70 yards and a touchdown looked great. I mean, there was a 4th down, but he converted the 4th down on a great pass and a great play. So I'm not trying to take anything away from him. And if we play this season and he plays like that, that's fantastic. I'll be so excited to see that. The issue I have is with fans, not with the Bryce Young things, with fans.
Okay.
It's the fans that would say that if one series in the preseason game doesn't matter. If he plays bad, it doesn't mean anything. But the second he looks good, which he did, it means everything. And look how right we were. It's like, no, it didn't matter if he'd have been bad. That means it doesn't necessarily matter that much when he was good. Now, I enjoyed seeing him be good, and he was. I'm not trying to take away from him at all. Like I said, I want to see that. It looked really good. It looked like Panthers football I remember, or watching other teams play where it looks like actual football. It's the fans that killed me. And it's the people, and I think CK might back me up in this. He's understanding what I'm saying. It's just you can't have it one way. Well, not that. Help. I don't need any help. You can't have it one way.
Look,
like you got to take it both ways. You know, if
Greg,
he had played bad, they would have said, "Oh, it was just a preseason game and it didn't matter." You know, but now that he played well, look, he's the king, he's the best. And it's like, no,
so look,
I'm glad he played well, but let's still see him play in a regular game against real starters and see how he plays. He may play really well, and I think he can. I hope he does. But one drive does not completely change my mind about what I think about Bryce Young. I think he's going to be good, and I hope he's going to be good, and I really enjoyed that drive. But it didn't completely change my mind about what's going on. That drive, exactly.
Play.
Well, but this is what I tried to tell Tony and CK when we were doing the preseason stream. This is only for the fans.
No.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes,
that's exactly what we wanted to see from Bryce.
You're wrong. You're right. You wanted to see it. Fans wanted to see it.
6 for
that
8,
was the
70
only
yards, a
purpose
touchdown
that
is
served.
exactly
there
what you
is
want to
no
see.
way.
There's no bad
there is
evidence
no
for
way
Bryce there.
That one drive did any more preparing our offense for the New Orleans Saints week 1.
We
sorry.
saw Bryce, what
this
he could
is
be.
only for the fans. This didn't do anything for anybody except to give the fans a little bit of excitement about one drive. That's all it was for. The entire thing is pointless. In a few years, we're not even going to be playing preseason football. I agree with Greg. I still want to see it, but this never meant anything to me. It never did. If it was bad, it wouldn't mean shit. If it
That's
was great,
not true.
wouldn't have meant shit.
Wrong.
It just wouldn't have meant shit.
I get so
It doesn't mean
upset
shit.
about this, CK, because we get irritated, not we, but like he did right things. You know what I'm saying? It's like when someone goes and gives a press conference and they say the right shit and they're like, oh, well, he just said all the right shit and you just believe it. Like, what is he supposed to do? Say the wrong shit?
Right.
You know, this is what you wanted to see. You wanted to see an accurate Bryce Young. You wanted to see him looking through his progressions. You wanted to see an offense that made sense. And it's not that proved anything. And this is why we kept using the word prove last week, right? CK is it's not proving something. Proof of concept, I think, is what you used.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, it's like
concept. It's all about, you know, in my mind, it was again. So I'm going to be in the middle here because I agree with Greg on the mindset that, you know, you have people that are going to, you know, make, you know, the excuse if he played bad that it's just against, you know, it's preseason. They still have a lot of, you know, things to work out. There was still missing the left guard and, you know, center. That was your starting guys. There was going to be that type of a chatter. But that also, you know, is both sides of this, right? You also are going to have the people that are saying it was just the backups that he was going against. It was just one drive. We didn't really see. So, I mean, even with it was a lose-lose, which is where Cody, I kind of understand his perspective for him to play. There was no, like, at least.
It's not a lose-lose. He went 6 for 8, 70 yards.
It's a lose-lose.
What I mean is it's not going to prove anything to anybody other than just everybody staying in their corners. With regard to Bryce, you're going to have the people who are going to say Bryce Young didn't prove anything because it was one drive and he was against backups. Then on the other corner, you were going to have the people who said, you know, this proved everything. This showed exactly what he was. But it's just this didn't do anything from that perspective. So this is where I disagree with Cody, because this is where I don't think it was for the fans. Again, it did not change the mind of anybody who had a feeling about Bryce one way or another. It did not sway anybody's opinion about what he is. This is why it was not for the fans. This was all for them being able to get in there and understand, you know, be able to see real-time action, see what the defense is. That is a actual defense, and then you're going to be able to
one drive.
If you watch the quarterback school, he talked about Bryce Young. What it looked like was going. He came to the line and he had 3 plays, you know, potentially that he could have gone with, and so you could see him chatting and talking. It's like he was out there actually being a quarterback, calling the play that he sees based on the defense out there. Whereas last year it felt like he was forced up to the line and do whatever I call. You know, it didn't feel like that this go round. So I think that we were able to see a proof of concept, as Tony talked about, and we allowed them to get some cohesiveness. And let's be real about it. Even though we had our missing starting center and our missing left guard, I believe, or right guard, we still had a pretty stand-up offensive line.
You saw him with a little time.
Yeah, and so if nothing else, that's going to allow Bryce Young to feel like, okay, I can settle down. I don't have to be worried that I'm going to get hit within 2 seconds every time I drop back.
Backups, against guys that are not guaranteed to make
confidence, bro.
Last year when we would face backups, walking.
There is no way. Listen, I hear you.
You don't
think
that
no
helped
way.
his confidence at all?
No.
So you don't think Bryce Young, if he would have gone out there and gone 2 for 6 and walked off without that he would have felt less confident?
I think it was like, at least I can get through a preseason and get a touchdown.
Oh, no.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think that's how these guys think.
It doesn't matter.
They want to go win every rep.
And that one drive running a vanilla playbook.
Anyway.
No, that one drive running a vanilla playbook had no ramifications on us being ready to go week 1 against the Saints, and we were missing 2 starters.
Hold on, I gotta highlight some comments right here. I'm gonna highlight. I'm gonna take over. I like this comment because I love these. So what? We dig foreplay. Totally into it. No, and this is my boy Kev said this is you're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're trying to get your young quarterback ready for week 1 and week 2.
Yes.
And through
but you're
building
not
confidence, through
doing
building
that.
rhythm. Yes. No, how about this? Is it you say it doesn't help anything or it doesn't determine anything?
It's
If
a
this
drop in
mug
the bucket.
if this mug would have gone 3 and out, had 2 errant passes and walked off the field, and your argument to say it didn't mean anything would be a lot more difficult to make.
Dude, I'm
Because we
saying
would be
you're
like,
doing
no,
it against-
no, we would
Yeah,
be like,
you're-
no, here's the
Cody,
thing.
you know,
is
you
like-
would have said this proved everything I believe in Bryce Young from the get go. Like,
No, I
you know that
wouldn't
if
have.
he
It's
if he came
preseason
out there and threw a
football.
pick six,
My thing is
It's
just doing
not
the
even
right
you know
thing.
you would have done it.
Don't
not
hate
even
on
the real
somebody
thing.
for doing the right thing. Right? Don't
This
hate
is-
on somebody for not having any turnovers, for
This is-
completing passes,
Right.
leading the like to me, this is just good contribution. It doesn't prove anything. It
This
might
is-
not make the season different, like you're saying, but it's not negative data.
Right. This is where I think Greg's point is super important. Is I know Cody says that he wouldn't, but
Yeah, he
you
would. He
know
would have been
well.
all over
you
footwork.
know he would have been. Yeah, he would have been roasting Bryce Young if he came out here and he threw a pick six
We're
on
drafting
the
a
second play
quarterback,
of the game,
yeah.
right? Against backups. You know, Cody, don't even try to pretend like you wouldn't be out there. Just every time Bryce threw an
I
interception,
wouldn't. I
hold on.
wouldn't.
No,
It
every
doesn't
time-
mean
every-
a damn thing.
every time
at
Bryce threw an
all.
interception in training camp, you would say, "Oh, I don't hear Bryce being a good." Like you know, you would do it. You did it during
No,
training
why
camp.
would I say that when I already told you that the preseason football doesn't mean anything? It doesn't mean anything at
You-
all,
then why-
ever.
Hold on.
Why-
Are we
why
gonna?
ever-
We got 2 minutes. How many more super chats did we get
4,
for
I
the
think.
beatbox?
We
4.
need-
Come
we
on,
need-
guys.
No,
4
there's
$1.
six now, I
In
believe.
a minute, no.
Come on, let's get it.
Shout
Can
out
we
to
extend the timeline? Because I want to hear the beatbox myself. Thank you, Vegas Panthers. Drew, proof of concept is the value it had. You want to look on the same page, not sloppy with poor timing, cohesion. Preseason is about chemistry, not score. He's right.
And
It's
now
not.
the
It's like
fans
if it would have been bad, then that would have been a problem. But what we're doing is we got good data.
Mhm.
We got some good numbers, and not that those numbers are going to translate to success. That's where I think Greg's point is important, right? Is like, let's not just look at this and go, oh, 4,000 yards coming. We told you everything was about,
Mhm.
it's just the idea is don't hate on people for doing the right thing.
Right.
He went out there and had a good preseason game.
I feel better about Bryce seeing him play well, but like I said, it doesn't sell me on the fact that he's going to be this dynamo quarterback that everybody thinks
And
he's
it
going to.
shouldn't.
Maybe he will be. It exactly shouldn't. And I asked the chat too, did Bryce's good drive swing your opinion about him drastically? 70% say no. So I think at least in this chat, a lot of people are kind of grounded about this. Which
No
it should
beatbox.
Here's my opinion.
Yeah.
If you needed to see Bryce Young in the preseason, you probably put A1 sauce on a steak.
Oh, shut up.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't put
That's
A1
what-
on Jack.
That's what I think. It's like it doesn't. It defeats the purpose. Truly, it defeats
Well,
the
if
purpose.
you go-
Defeat any
Um,
purpose.
And
I
Greg,
have a-
by the
I
way,
have a-
here's our banner. We're the 2004 preseason Game 3 champions.
There you go.
Okay.
What purpose? Let me ask you this, Cody. Why does pretty much every coach in the history of NFL coaching always played their starters every preseason game in
That's
the
kinda
history
overkill, huh?
outside of
ever?
outside of
Yeah, 98%.
98% of all
I agree.
coaches in the existence of the NFL has played their starters. What do
And-
you believe about that statistic? Tells you that it's purposeless.
How many of those teams that won the Super Bowl would
You're gonna
credit
give-
Oh,
for
my
what they
God.
Give
did
the one
in
example.
the preseason?
How many?
as
All right, how about
something
this?
that
You know
helped.
what?
What
You
you talking
cannot.
about?
All right, this is straw man argument shit right here.
Mhm.
It's sleight of
No.
hand. Is that no? You cannot put the onus of responsibility on us. You go and find the team that won the Super Bowl that didn't play the starters
He
in
did.
the preseason.
He found one, which is that's an outlier.
What year
That's not
was
the
it?
rule.
What
Uh,
team?
no,
What
no,
was it?
The Rams
Rams.
and the there's a few other teams, man.
Okay,
No,
there's
there's
been
the
like
Rams. The
55
Rams
Super
did
Bowls.
it, and it
So-
was like one of the first times a team has ever done that when they didn't play their starters all preseason. That was one of the first times in the history of the NFL that happened.
and they had
and
a team of
so-
veteran stars too.
Yeah, they
I
they
somehow
that's
don't
when they
believe
said
that.
F,
Mike, I don't know.
they said that f them picks, and they didn't have young players. They went.
Yeah, they
straight,
traded for
they
everybody.
had an all-star cast of people, and so even with that argument, it's still flawed in that fact. And like Tony said, that's a straw man argument. You're putting this idea in the head that if you go to talk to people that won the Super Bowl and said, do you think the preseason had everything to do with it? I don't think anybody's going to say that's the reason they won, but there's a reason that Tom Brady fights to play preseason games every single time, every single year. There's a reason that Patrick Mahomes still goes out there and plays in the preseason, because he believes it's going to make him more prepared and allow him to build that cohesiveness with a team that is brand new. It's not going to be every piece. There's going to be value in that. And so to argue that that's somehow purposeless is using absolutely no data to support your theory.
Well, guess what?
It's just
they're all wrong, dude.
Oh, see,
there's
you are
no
I'll
give you a better argument.
One
give me the
drive did absolutely nothing for our preparedness going into week 1. And by the way,
you're like talking to my ex.
What happens if we start flat?
Just look over here.
Like,
let's not talk about what we're talking about. Look over here. Look over here. Don't look.
What
let's
about
not talk
all that preseason stuff that we did? Did that not help out? Y'all better hope that we start fast as hell against New Orleans.
Do you not believe that seeing Bryce? Do you not feel better if you're Bryce Young, Dave Canales, about the play call and the execution after what they did in that drive? Do you not feel a little bit better about yourselves? Dude, you went up there and you had a pre-talk for your TED Talk, and it went well.
Going up against dudes that aren't even going to be on the team.
Oh my God! It's always something. It's a moving goalpost. You are like talking.
No, you're not playing against
the Voldemort
caliber talent.
All right,
that's a fact.
All right, let's do this. We want to get more calls in here. We got to get to these calls. The number's 252-228-5098. But I think C3D's ill skills, the Legionnaire, he's like a general of the Legion. I think he's right. The monetary goal was more than achieved. Vegas Panthers drew. Mahomes played 2 preseason games. Enough said. Look, C-Dog coming in. CK, will you lead us in to the next call?
In what manner?
Well, the goal was achieved.
Oh,
goal.
Was it?
Okay.
Who cares?
Or you could sing.
No.
We'll
save that for another one.
10 more.
We'll save that for another one. All right, don't get like overly excited. This is not like I'm an expert at this.
No, we were walking down the street and he did this. I was like, oh.
That's it.
Yeah! Oh, shit.
I get
my man.
Fire.
Hey, it was like a Jameis Winston speech. It just kept going.
And you know what? That prepared me more for the preseason than that one guy. Straight up.
He's got to be out of breath. I'm huffing.
No. Do you hear do you want to do that?
I got it. I like it.
It's breathing in, dude.
All right.
Hey, fans in the chat, bro. They are
I was expecting boots and cats. Oh, I love the chat. Y'all are so fun. All right, let's take another call, guys.
White Chocolate said I'm about to start breakdancing.
Hell yeah. We'll give you a 1.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy CP, the Vintage Retro Man.
What's up,
North
man?
Carolina's neighborhood hope dealer. I just wanted to reach out to you guys, man, to say keep pounding. Preseason is over. I love the way that we ended things on a high note, man, up in Buffalo. You know, I know that roster cut downs are coming through, and I know it's going to be some difficult decisions that's got to be made. But I truly believe that Dave Canales and this coaching staff, they're really going to push hard to put the best team forward that they can on the field. I'm hoping that we at least triple our win total this year. As a matter of fact, I think that it's going to happen, man. I think that we got what we need to at least make some noise. I think we're going to be competitive. You know, I ain't pushing playoffs yet, but I think we at least got a chance to be competitive. But anyway, man, just want to say, man, that the CK, man, to the whole crew, hey, appreciate what y'all do, man. Love the show. Keep pounding.
Let's go.
Great call. He said the neighborhood dealer of hope.
Yeah, we got a lot of hopeful people joining the C3 Legion, man.
A lot of CK fans in the house.
Yes, sir.
What's the poll that they're laughing about?
Who is right, Cody or everyone else on the panel? Chat. Don't disappoint me.
Do not.
It's 30 right now. So.
Do you see how big his head is already? Literally.
Chat.
Does it need to get any bigger?
Chat. Don't let me down. You know I'm right. You know that one drive didn't prove not a damn thing to anyone with fans.
Going down.
All right, let's take another call. No, Anthony, I'm gonna get to you, bro. You got 3 more calls ahead of you, bro.
Well, I voted for me. I don't care who knows.
It's
you
showtime. What's up, y'all? Lou from Fort Myers, bro.
What up, Lou?
And boy, oh boy, it's like somebody took a weight off my shoulders. Finally got the monkey off my back.
Let's go.
It feels like a blind man regaining his sight, bro. It's like tears of joy, bro. I can't even describe it to y'all, bro. This win, I don't care if Buffalo had freaking undrafted players, all straight undrafted players playing. That win felt so good, bro.
It did feel good.
It's like you've been holding in a turd for a whole week and you just finally let loose, bro.
Yeah.
You took that freaking Miralax and you finally just let loose, bro. And then I know it's shitty while you're going through it. That Twin 15 was shitty, but like now it's just like, oh. But back on topic, bro. I know y'all saw that Bryce Young drive. We got what we wanted, Cody. We finally got what we wanted, Cody. Even though you were against it, fuck that. We got what we wanted. Even if it's against some backups or whatever. That drive, fantastic. I really didn't get to see that drive. It was crazy. I watched the game. I got a notification on my phone that we were up. And I was like, boy, ain't no way in hell we're up right now. I thought they was like, oh, they fucking with me. Well, there's no way we beating Buffalo right now. Sure enough, I turned on the phone on my game. Man, if the defense was looking good, I mean, like, I don't know. Then again, everybody says it's just preseason. So, but hey, if we went 0-3 in preseason, I was gonna tell y'all he giving me fucking what's up, Frank Wright fucking vibes, bro. I was just about to say it, bro. I was gonna say it, but we wanted. I take it. I could take a 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? So he not giving off Frank Wright vibes, bro, or whatever. But yeah, bro. I'm gonna just let Dan Morgan cook. You know what I'm saying? I really think everybody got us at the bottom of the power rankings, bro. I really think like we the underdogs this season. Y'all did a wins take last weekend, last Tuesday, bro. I got us at 6 wins, bro. Minimum 6. Through that first 10, we're getting 4 through that first 10. And y'all are tripping if you don't think we're getting 4 from that first 10. Y'all are tripping.
But
Tony said.
Yeah, bro. Love y'all. Love Cody. Love CK. Love Greg. Welcome back, Greg.
Thank you.
Panther Pickle. Shout out everybody.
All right. We'll do
pounding, man.
Let's do another.
Hold on, real quick. Mr. Honky Dory with the C3 Love Bomb says, what? Not one mention of David Tepper so far this show. No, Mr. Honky Dory, that's not till later in the season when we're all so bad that we ain't got no one to blame other than David Tepper. So come back a little bit later in the season.
All right, let's power through calls, and we're getting back to the roster because we've done basically the offensive side of the ball. We got to get to the defense next. See what you guys
Podcast brothers, how y'all doing? G
came back for a second.
Rope is over. We got the 53-man roster now. And some cuts were made, and some people are here, and some people are not. Yep, TMJ is gone, and I have no issues with that because to me that dude was a fucking bust. He made a couple of good catches and only touchdown. I remember
epitome of a bust.
Y'all remember when we got blown out by the damn Bengals? He had that one touchdown in garbage fucking time. But you know, David Moore made the damn team, and I'm looking online and people saying, "Could David Moore be the next Jericho Cotchery?"
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
My only issue is how in the hell Ian Thomas still on this damn team?
That's our next one.
And I forgot the other dude's name that was a wide receiver converted to a tight end. I think his last name was Matthews.
Yeah,
I
Jay
would have picked his
Matthews.
ass up in a fucking heartbeat, man.
Same, man.
And I would have traded, Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble to have Sanders and this dude as our damn tight ends. But I'm just a fan. I'm not in the front office. But give me your thoughts on that, y'all. And I also saw Deontay Foreman got released by the damn Browns.
Yeah.
I will welcome him back in Carolina in a fucking heartbeat. I will get rid of Miles Sanders and replace him with Foreman because that dude was a power back. I didn't want him to leave.
We were running the ball.
If y'all remember, I said that shit a couple of years ago on the podcast. I did not want Foreman to fucking leave, but I don't know what's about to happen because, you know, we got first picks with the waiver wires and shit like that or whatever. So more things are going to happen before the season starts, but I can't wait for the season to start. This looks like a different Panthers team. The offensive line is going to be fucking sick. Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt, ooh, them boys, they're going to cause some damn trouble. I'm telling you, and our running game is going to be fucking sick. I can see Chuba getting 1,000 yards rushing. I can. He had 900 something.
1,000 yards. Let's go.
Fucking horrible. He ran for like 920 or 930 or some shit like that. But anyway, give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
How many career yards do you think TMJ had with the Carolina Panthers, Cody?
Career yards? That's a tough one, man.
How about touchdowns? How many touchdowns did he have? Played 3 full seasons with the Carolina Panthers. How many touchdowns do you think he had, and how many yards?
I'll say 4.
4 what? 4 yards?
Touchdowns maybe.
Okay.
And let's say maybe 500.
I mean, I think he's probably at 750 in yards.
Yeah, all right. You're right on the money, CK. How many touchdowns do you think he got, CK?
2.
He had 767 career yards and 1 touchdown.
Oh gosh, 1.
Yeah. Second round pick.
And you can't blame that all on Bryce, by the way. Like even
no, you can't blame it on.
Don't tell me what I can and can't do, okay?
And he was barely on the field in favor of Michael Strahan.
No, the fuck you won't. I'll blame it all on Bryce if I want to.
See, this is what happens when Cody loses an argument.
I know.
God damn it.
Results to like I'm in a wheelchair.
Yo, KG73's KG said I'm a threat to democracy.
Yeah.
He just he gets that. He gets that like any type of like where everybody's against him. He just like all right, I'm going all in on this villain shit.
I'm fighting you all and I'm gonna win.
All right.
Hey, can I ask a quick question real quick about the waiver wire? Like I'm not exactly sure how it works. I know we get the first like pick of the litter, right? But how many players can we pick up first?
As many as you want.
Yeah, we just got to have the
room. It's not like fantasy where you get one and then it moves. We get we're first dibs at the whole litter.
Okay, wow, that's crazy.
I know. All right, we'll take 2 more quick calls. We'll take 2 more calls and then we'll get back to this roster.
What is going on, C3?
What's good? What's good?
Right there. I'll have to catch you guys later. I'm heading to the airport, flying into Park City, Utah for my fantasy draft. Go see some friends.
All right.
getting out of Idaho for a minute.
Ooh.
If I run into G Baby while I'm down in Utah,
Get that
I'll ask him,
100
"What the
for
fuck?
Greg."
Where you been, man? Hope all's going well. I am super excited. It is right here, right now. We're a week away. Feel like
Is it a week or is it a week and a half? 2 weeks? Is it 1 week?
little Tony the professor and his PJs
Little.
the night before Christmas.
He said
Just
little
trying
Tony.
to stay in bed long enough before he can run
Can't
down and
sleep.
open his Christmas
Can't
presents.
sleep.
That's how I feel right now. I'm so excited. I've been so down on this team.
I like
man.
this call
It's
already.
been so hard, and finally got to see Bryce on one drive. And I thought this team was going to be a train wreck this year, but that gave me some hope. Some hope that we're moving forward. Hope you guys are all excited too. Sorry I missed you at Resident Culture. I was trying to get to Charlotte for that, but
Thank
just
you,
couldn't
though.
make it. Keep pounding, guys. Excited for the season. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you, boys. Greg, so good to see that fucking beard again. Peace out, guys.
It's Christmas, baby. It's Christmas. You know what? We're all undefeated right now. My friend is one of my best friends is a Commanders fan, and he's a big fantasy
guy.
football. Yeah, but he's like, I got 4 weeks of football before I hate it. Before I just look at fantasy.
But that's us. We're like, yeah, we got like a couple weeks and then we're fucking.
Kristen said, send out the search party for G Baby.
Yeah, we ain't seen G in a bit.
He's gonna come back. I want him back in the calls. I miss G Baby.
Oh, he will. Hey, wait until Bryce has one performance
And
where
he'll
he
be
looks
like,
like a franchise quarterback.
Oh, I told, like, you know what? We need to do a skit.
I told y'all, motherfuckers. I fucking told y'all, motherfuckers.
Well, we can't do a skit, by the way. Like, if we did a video skit, we would get in so much shit.
Because then everybody be like, why are you acting black?
Exactly.
And be like, yo, they asked the black guy the same thing.
No, we just need to get G Baby for the video so everyone can finally see that he is indeed black. And that way nobody can be like, why y'all let the white dude say the N-word like that? I'm like, we don't.
He's the only black guy in Utah. He's the only black guy in Utah. He's allowed to say it.
Look, man, let's talk about these damn tight ends, bro. Because yet again, Ian Thomas is on this team. What kind of dirt does this man have on the Peppers?
Can we say this is actually not even about that, but Jordan Matthews didn't make it.
Yeah.
And he did a lot. I felt like he didn't look poor in pass protection. Like, why didn't Jordan Matthews make it? Ian Thomas, he's the best. I saw Salesman, who is a great follow on Twitter at Salesman.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he said, there better be a 30 for 30 on Ian Thomas. Like, how? And look, I don't hate Ian Thomas. I thought, Ian Thomas, when he was a rookie, came out and caught like 450 yards. He's a better receiver than fucking Terrace Marshall Jr. is. But he went from a guy that was a potential dual threat to heavy-handed blocking guy. But it has to be, Cody, the answer to your question has to be in field goals and extra points. I heard Greg Olson talking about this one time, is like how tight ends fill out the offensive line in those moments.
Yeah.
It's not that he's blocking on a 3rd and 3
He's a
all
warm
the time.
body when you have to have him.
A big, strong one, I guess.
Yeah, and listen,
I'm
like
upset. I was rooting for Jordan Matthews.
Yeah,
man.
we all were. And I've made the comparison that Ian Thomas is like Ed Dixon 2.0. Like, it was a one-trick pony. They would put him next to an offensive tackle, and they would let him roll. And especially last year, the amount of snaps that he played, because our O-line was so trash. We had to put him out there. But listen, I will say this, though. I said earlier that I felt Jatavion Sanders, we might not see him as early as we want to, because it normally takes the tight ends a little while to develop and turn it on. I'm kind of thinking now we might see a lot more of Ja'Tavion Sanders a lot earlier than we expected. I really think that they're going to want to utilize him early in the year, and I don't see why not. He looked good during a few reps during the preseason. I'm for it.
Ian Thomas is our 6th offensive lineman. He hasn't had a touchdown in 3 years, and last year he had 5 receptions for 56 yards.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been bad his entire career, to be fair. Like when we drafted him, he was always considered a developmental thing. And I think all of us were pretty thoroughly surprised when he got the contract that he did like 3 years ago. Like, is it just, he was not what you would expect from a tight end in Carolina as far as the performance. And it was like, Salesman said, it was always a matter of like his ability to block. And I just, in today's NFL, I know that's valuable, but I think that the weapon is more valuable in pretty much every offense that you see make it to the Super Bowl.
You got to be able to do both.
Well, yes,
at
obviously.
that position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I'm tired of hearing that. It's he's a blocking. You need to be able to do both in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do both, then you shouldn't be playing tight end.
Well, tight end is such a sweet position, man. You look at all the elite teams or teams that are consistently good every year or win Super Bowls, they all have good tight ends.
I just don't want to one-note. Think about all these other mugs that aren't making the team. Mm-hmm. Right? They're a receiver that can't play special teams. They're a special team that can't play a skill position. How did this guy, how does he get away with just being a blocking? I feel like that's an obsolete thing. I feel like every tight end should be a blocking tight end that can then catch.
Yeah.
So I don't even think it's like a compliment to say, oh, great block. Like it's almost your 2-1 note for me. I don't know. I mean, look, Ian Thomas has been around though. So maybe we got to give him his due. We give him his credit. Look, somehow he must be great in the meetings. He must never make mistakes. There's something going on to where it's the fans and us going, oh, this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Ed Dixon 2.0, I'm telling you. What y'all think about?
Yes.
What y'all think about Sanders potentially playing more this year, earlier than sort of some people expected?
All good. Do it. I mean, it's in my opinion. I mean, let the guy get the experience, and if he's able to add to this, I mean, we've only got 3 tight ends, so the reality is he was always going to have a good shot at getting some playing time. With 3 tight ends, I mean, even last year when you look at how often we had Sullivan on the field, even with Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble available, like it was always an option. And I think that we'll see that pretty frequently. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these pieces that we're deep at wide receiver or offensive line is shed in favor of adding an extra tight end.
Yeah. What happened to the shredder? The guy we had last year, what was his name? The dude picked up from Cincinnati. From Cincinnati.
Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst. What happened to him, man?
Yeah, he's at the Chargers.
He can't remember. He forgot.
By the way, every player that went from the Panthers to the Chargers made the team. DJ Chark, Bradley Bozeman, and Hayden Hurst.
And that
they were
looks good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa.
Yeah, I don't think it speaks volumes for their offense, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think so. By the way, they're saying Justin Herbert is going to play week 1, so that means he should, in theory, be playing.
Why is he not playing week 1?
Well, he got hurt. He got hurt in preseason.
What did he hurt?
He hurt his foot in preseason
in a joint.
I think it was OTA
in a preseason game.
Well,
should they have been protecting him?
It was either
practice. Should they have not?
Yes.
So they shouldn't have made him practice.
I don't know if it was training camp.
It's not a preseason game. We hadn't seen no Justin Herbert get hurt in a preseason game. You would be talking about
it was well before preseason games actually tipped off. I'm pretty sure it happened in like OTAs or something.
All right, can we go? Let's go to Anthony and Charlotte real quick.
Yo, what's going on, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. Hope you're with a Tuesday night. Calling in here at 9:02. Sorry, it's very late. Today was busy. Had a lot of
no problem, brother.
Schoolwork to do, and had to make dinner and was in this quick blitz space, and I got a lot to talk about. I got some positive input from there. But first off, I do want to talk about, these roster cuts. Not that many surprises, to be honest. Quickly when discussing Terrace Marshall, I think it's important to, realize that they tried to trade him, as Joe Person reported, and didn't seem like anyone was interested. I mean, you saw some kick returners get traded today for like 6th-round picks, 7th-round pick swaps, some backup tight ends. I mean, Terrace Marshall couldn't even field that. And it makes you think about why he's been on this roster past 2 years. I mean, he hasn't shown anything, and he just doesn't have good tape to put up. He doesn't have anything to showcase or to show to be like, hey, look at what I've done in the past year or anything like that. Wasn't surprised about that. Jordan Matthews, I don't know why he was cut. I mean, maybe some of these guys get brought back. You never know if they don't get picked up during the season, if an injury goes down or on week 8 or something, and the Panthers, got to pick someone up. Maybe they pick them back up. But I think it's kind of crazy that Ian Thomas is still on this roster. I mean, why? It's because his contract, if you put him, you lose $3.7 or $4 million, and we're already behind the finish line. We're already, back in that department right now. So I don't think they just want to lose more money. He'll be on the roster, and hey, he made it to the Matt Rule's 7-year plan. This will be his 7th season on the Carolina Panthers, and he only has 1,000 career yards in 7 seasons. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, I find that hilarious. But I think Jadavion Sanders is going to take his spot anyways. Not surprised about the defensive guys, anything like that. But moving on, I mean, man, the way Sheena was, talking about Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, she was talking about how it really doesn't seem like David Tepper stepped back, and Dan Morgan's not a yes man guy. Him and Fitter have the complete opposite personalities, and he would tell David Tepper, let me do my job, this and that. So some positive outlook there from people that cover the team, and man, I am really excited for Bryce Young. I think we're going to be able to see what he offers us this season. The Bryce Young I saw coming out of college. Give me your thoughts.
Anthony from Charlotte. Appreciate you, bro.
His tagline got cut out.
Motherfucker, it's Anthony from Charlotte.
Keep motherfucking pounding.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, man. I heard Anthony earlier in the spaces in Quick Blitz. And by the way, shout out to the Legion, man. Anthony was in there. Panther Pickle was in there dropping knowledge. I saw Cole in there. Bro, C3 Legion, we're strong out here, boys. I'm just saying. But, I did hear Anthony in the Quick Blitz spaces. And, obviously there was a lot of talk about Bryce Young. And I've been on record saying that the amount of weapons that you have put around Bryce this year, I think deserves a higher level of expectations. I know Greg and I both have very high expectations for Bryce this year. We want to see something resembling a franchise quarterback this year. And a lot of other people have the mindset of, well, we just want to see some progression. And if we're able to see that, then that's a win. I don't know, man. I think that year 3, especially if we have a bad pick, it's going to be harder and harder to qualify, depending on who's available and depending on how Bryce does this year. So it's a big time year. And like I said about Terrace, I don't care too much about Terrace.
Yes, you do. That's your boy.
But
bro.
no, it's like I
Get up
understand
there.
why they moved on from him, but I understand that we wasted an opportunity to cultivate that talent. So
All
I'm
right,
not
let's
losing sleep over it.
We'll take one more call, get back into this roster.
Hey, what's up, C3? This is Raleigh Panther calling in.
What's up, Raleigh?
Just wanted to take a quick break from the football discussion and, tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys and the work that you do and the content that you put out.
That
I've been a listener and YouTube watcher for a little over 3 years now, and I don't know, you guys have always
Appreciate you, brother.
just kind of been there, and I've been having a rough couple days, and I remember that you guys were going to be live tonight podcasting, and it just made my evening a little bit better, and I just wanted to extend some
Thank you,
gratitude
brother.
to you guys, and let you know that I think that you guys have culminated a great community, and that at the end of the day, I think the Panthers are just kind of a vehicle for discussion and a community that you guys have built. So I just
Call
wanted
it a night.
to
Call it a
call. I
night.
don't call very often, but I just wanted to tell you guys
Appreciate you,
thank
man.
you. So have a great night.
This is a
Hey,
call
you're
of
welcome,
night for me. I was talking with some people at work today, and automatically, I mean, we're in election year, right? It's kind of a bananas political environment in that, like, if you hold a political belief that is contrary to someone else's, that
You're the devil.
you're an enemy and all of this.
Yeah,
It's
you're the
weird, yeah.
devil.
But I started this podcast with Joe Riolano for two reasons. One was a way to keep up. Rest in peace, Joe Riolano. Love you, brother. One was to keep a friendship together, right? Like, it was a vehicle. That word he used, vehicle, is very important. Second, I was just tired of putting up. I have a creative energy, right? Where I want to put creative stuff into the world, writing, arguing, debating. But I got exhausted in political talk. And I was like, man, I want an outlet that allowed me to get up here, drink a few beers, have fun, and talk shit a little bit, work through ideas, and it not be like I got to unfriend my neighbor.
Right.
But what this show really has turned into, and he's exactly right. I think this is why, to me, it's the call of the night for me personally, is that the Panthers are just the common ground that we hang out on. Is like, we're here on Tuesday nights, we talk about the Panthers, but really this is about us hanging out together.
100,000%. And
It's like the Panthers are almost secondary, not secondary. It's still then we can.
They're kind of look. We as a community, and I love these little skills. This is the C3 community, because that's what it is. And we joke around, but it's not really a joke. As time goes on, that those Sunday post game shows, they're therapy sessions.
Yeah,
we are on this ride together, man. And
Levi's in the chat, right? By the way,
yeah, Levi Warren, we appreciate you, bro. And Warren, dude, we all get depressed. Like, I know I certainly do.
I'm getting divorced, motherfucker, and I haven't even told anybody. I should have said that online.
We go through so much shit, and look, let's be real. As men, we don't really like to talk about that stuff. Sometimes we tend to bury that, and I feel like whenever you have an outlet like the C3 Panthers podcast, where every Tuesday night and every Friday night, and now that the season's here, every Sunday afternoon,
it's basically every day of the week we're going to be hanging out.
We get to go and join the C3 Legion and be together and be Panther fans and act a fool. Bro, I love y'all, man. I love this pod. I love everything that's given to us. I love everyone in the chat room. I can't wait to see what happens.
I can have the heaviest day, and when I get up here, I let loose and have fun with y'all.
Of course.
And I still maintain this. I know that if you're like Levi or Raleigh Panther, who has been listening for a long time, I know I say the same shit over and over. Like, you're like, Tony, we heard it. It just got me, like, I got through the pandemic without problem on this shit. It's like, I'm hanging out with my boys.
We were built for this shit, literally.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, it is it's really neat when you have a common way to continue. Look, the 4 guys on this podcast, all the people in the chat is, yes, the Panthers are the median. They are the vehicle. But we have forged these awesome friendships and this fun time together. And just know this is, look, is anybody who's listening that's having a tough day, those tough days happen, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to happen. And that's, they're unfortunate in the moment, but it's at these times that we get to hang, like, they're not the only day.
Yeah.
The tough day is not the only day. And I know it's hard to look at it like that sometimes, but it is nice to let loose. I really look at me. I'm like smiling on this mug the whole time. And my shit's like burning in the back. Not really. Man, my life is, look, I got a lot of good stuff going on in my life. So I'm not trying to cry, but like this is a respite for me.
Yeah, man. Dude, C3 Legion, we're out here providing real therapy sessions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and we do it surrounding the Carolina Panthers, but hey, y'all make us feel better. We make you feel better, man. We love C3. That's why we do this, man. And could you imagine, boys, if this team ever fucked around and decided to be a good team? Like, don't we deserve that as fans, all of us, to experience that together after going through so many years of trash football? We deserve that, man. Us. We deserve that.
All right, what do we got next? Let's get into this defense, bro. Because we got only about 4 or 5 more calls. We got a beatbox tonight. we had a good night so far. We're having fun, but we haven't gotten to the defensive side of the ball. The Carolina Panthers have trimmed their roster from 90 to 53, and that roster will continue to fluctuate over the last couple of weeks, over the next couple of days and weeks as we go forward. But now we're looking to the defensive line, and I will say this is there are 3 names on this list that I've never heard of before.
Dude, you've never. Whoa, you mean you're not adept in LeBron Ray? Come on,
number
dude.
one.
That's the homie, bro. What do you mean?
Okay. How about this? Can you guess the other 2 names on the list I've never heard of?
Yes, Jaden Peavy for sure.
Yep. And what's number 3?
Nick Thurman.
Yes, all of them.
Yeah.
Who are these guys?
Yeah. So listen, Derek Brown, Shai Tuttle, Ishaun Robinson, Nick Thurman, LeBron Ray, Jaden Cromartie, and Jaden Peavy, which I believe Cromartie is also on PUP.
He was a draft pick, correct?
Yeah, it was 6th round.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
How about this? Is the 3 names you need the top 3 names?
3. Yes.
Yeah, the first 3 names have to play all season long.
I mean, literally, you're looking at
all
what
season.
I think is the crux of our defense.
Yeah.
I think that if this defense in 2024 is going to have any modicum of success, it's going to be built upon interior pressure from the defensive line. And I think especially when you look at the division right now, Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, and Matt Ryan are not exactly what you would call mobile quarterbacks. So you need to affect their pocket. You really have to blow shit up in front of them. And I think that this defense goes as the D-line goes, specifically that interior D-line. So a lot of unknowns. We don't really know what we have yet in Ishaun Robinson, but I'm very optimistic about what he would do here. I know Shai Tuttle and Derek Brown are like best friends. They have a good relationship with one another. Derek Brown right now is the most talented Carolina Panther that we have.
Agreed.
That is the superstar. That's the best player. Mm-hmm. Anyone, if you would make the argument that someone is a superstar, it's Derek Brown moving into that territory.
He's the superstar because he's been not only the most consistent player, but he's also been the most reliable. He showed up in big moments, but he has also stayed on the field.
I meant Kirk Cousins.
And now he's
Apparently,
becoming a leader, CK.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's like, again, that's something that's exciting to see as a Panthers fan, because we, I can't remember the last time we felt like we had that, like TD might be the last time I felt like we had that guy, that guy that was going to be like, who was a self-proclaimed, like, I'm going to be the guy who's talking before each game. It's going to be, I'm going to take accountability for what this defense is. And I'm hoping that Derek Brown continues to progress that way. I don't know that he's the rah-rah guy yet, just from what I've seen, but he certainly has the energy for it.
All right. Well, what we got next?
Yeah, moving on to the inside linebackers. We got Shaq Thompson and his, 10th?
Oh, did your boy get cut?
Who?
Not your boy, but the Jacksonville guy?
No, he's on outside linebacker.
Oh, okay.
So Shaq Thompson, Josie Jewell, Claudin Sherless, and Trevin Wallace. I don't have too much to say about this. The only thing I hope is that Trevin Wallace starts at some point this year.
I agree.
I don't care that Josie Jewell and Shaq Thompson are older vets. I want the young stud who's athletic,
yes,
fly around. I mean, literally, he was drafted by Dan Morgan. I think that guy knows how to evaluate linebacker talent, and he's been great throughout the preseason. So I want to see what impact he can actually have this year for the Panthers. I'm really hoping that we see him, man.
All right, let's go to the next position group.
All right. Outside linebackers, Jadeveon Clowney, DJ Johnson, Kelvin Chason, and Iku Leota, the training camp warrior, Iku Leota. So, again, we're all sort of scratching our head over DJ Johnson. You know what I mean?
Why? Because we don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, we really don't know if he's...
You know what? Maybe he's got to do something this year.
Well, it's the second year. You traded up.
If he does not play, he's 25. He was 25 when he was drafted. This is his year.
He's an older player, yeah.
To show that he can think of Gross Matos, how long it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gave him time. This is, I don't know if DJ Johnson's good, bad, not good. I don't care about any of that. His window is closing. This is his window. He's going to have to make a name for himself with this coaching staff this year, or it's done. Man.
Yeah, I mean,
silence y'all bitches. First time I ever made Cody shut the fuck up.
I wasn't even paying attention to you. That's why.
See, he wasn't even listening.
I wasn't even fucking listening to you. But I will say, I don't know. I kind of think Caleb Von Chason could be in a position to surprise. I mean, the dude, again, he's almost like he's like the Terrence Marshall Jr. of the outside linebacker. He's like has all this talent, all this ability, but everyone's like, nah, you fucking suck. You're not good at all. But no, I think Caleb Von Chason could surprise some people this year. EJ Wanham. By the way, is his name DJ Wanham or EJ Wanham? It's DJ Wanham, right? That's the guy who we're like, no one is expecting anything from him this year. And he was supposed to be our guy that was like the opposite of Clowney out there.
I don't think that he's not being expected at all to do anything. I just think that him being signed, I don't think anybody was expecting him to miss the first 4 games of the season with the contract that he was given. So I think that's, in my opinion, that's what I believe is the catalyst for the disappointment there. I think him coming, once he is on the field, I think that there's a tremendous amount of expectations for that guy coming off the year he did in Minnesota.
Starter. His expectations were to be a starter, CK.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it was going to be like what was it? Brian Burns light is what somebody was saying. Like, which again, I'm hoping it's better than Brian Burns from last year at the very least. So we'll see. But
and if he's Brian Burns, he's going to get paid $297 million.
Right.
If he no, I think that the Wanham thing is just about, it's not first, people were shitting on him about as a replacement. Right. It's like people are already down on him as like, look, we're not investing in the defense. We're letting Brian Burns go. You're bringing in this old ass Clowney, which Clowney is going to be just shout out to Bastard Son. He's going to be right on that. Wanham was a placeholder. He was a guy that could start. You just wanted him to be an available starter. He wasn't going to be good, great. He's just going to be there and be not terrible. But then he's missing camp. So now it just adds to that, to the people that already thought that he was a bad signing. That's where it is. And so, I mean, look, he might be a player if this injury, see, it's so sketch, whatever is going on with this injury. He might be a guy that's moved to IR. You might not see him play ever for the Panthers. And you know what? It happens,
man. It's a waste.
But this is what
money.
happens. This is how free agency works, dude.
And listen,
you're buying a used car and you take it back and the fucking alternator goes out. It's just part of the business sometimes.
But you know what, man? Like, I kind of think that Ejiro Evero is going to end up being the fall guy in all of this.
Why?
Because I disagree with Kev. I don't think this defense is going to be great this year.
Well,
Kev thinks it is.
Great. Wasn't great.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. So this defense. No, but
this is a top 20 defense. You got to be excited.
There is a chance that this offense could be the best part of the team.
It better be.
And by
you
the way,
paid
we also
your
need
salary
another draft.
money. No,
we need another draft of defense before this team is going to fucking do anything.
If this offense isn't the best part of the team, it would be a fucking travesty, dude.
Well, right. I'm actually asking that question in the chat. This defense will be top 10, top 15, or top 20. And I asked another one a minute ago about Bryce, about what you need to see or what you thought Bryce was going to finish this year. And overwhelmingly, people said he needed to finish top 15. So I'm interested to see what they say about the defense right now. It looks like top 15 for the defense is taking the.
If this defense is top 20 and this offense is top 20, then you have a better team.
Better, yeah, but how good?
You have a 7-win team.
You think it's a 7-win team? Okay.
But remember, we were top 5 last year.
You were not top 5 in anything. Shut up. All right, let's go back to the calls. Let's go to Wakanda Forever. Joey, the Black Panther.
Hey guys, it's the growl that makes him howl, aka Joey the Blind Panther, calling to talk about Bryce Young.
You're blind? I thought you were black.
If Bryce Young came out and shit the bed against other teams' backups, I kind of would be more worried than, I would be like, that I would be proud, let's say, that Bryce Young played the way he did. Look, it's not like I'm not proud
where
of
I'm at.
Dude. Like, the dude looked like an NFL quarterback, especially one that was drafted number 1. Like, but then again,
how do you know? Sorry,
baby steps, right? I mean, I think anything would be better than what we saw last year. Except, I will say, the Packers game on Christmas Eve, we want to see that Bryce Young. Which I think that's the Bryce Young that we saw in the first drive of that preseason game. Give me the Bryce Young from the Packers game in 2023 on Christmas Eve. That'll do us justice. We've got more receivers. We've got running backs. We've got better coaches.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think we could be pretty good if we can get that version of Bryce Young. And I think us scoring 30 points wouldn't mean, oh shit, what's going to happen? Our car got stolen at the train station. Which literally did happen. The Panthers put up 30 points against the Packers, and I was like, oh God, what's going to go wrong this time? Get back to the train station, fucking car is gone. Merry Christmas. Anyway, guys.
Wow.
I love that.
Thank
Love
you,
it, Joey.
Wakanda
I mean,
forever.
there's so many varying opinions
Yeah.
on Bryce. Tony, you hit the nail on the head when you said like you didn't think we would ever see a more polarizing player than Cam Newton, and yet here comes Bryce, and in
The
one
choir
season,
boy. How
he
is a choir?
already is. I know, dude. I'm telling you, man. I
It's
don't.
incredible. All right, let's get back into this defense. Where are we at? Corners?
We are.
You know our starting corner last year, CJ Henderson, got released by the Texans.
Yeah, that's not surprising. That dude doesn't.
Think about that.
That
Our
dude would rather be
starting-
doing anything else than playing football.
Oh, stop.
He
Why
doesn't-
is he always playing football?
He's
then?
he's the T- he's
I
the
don't
TMJ that plays.
know.
He's TMJ that plays cornerback.
Oh no, man.
He's-
Yeah.
TMJ 's
Oh
taking-
yes.
TMJ is taking all the slander tonight. All right, JC Horn, Michael Jackson, who we have to talk about. We haven't had a chance to talk about yet. Troy Hill, Deshaun Jameson, Charles Smith-Wade, Xavier Woods, Jordan Fuller, Nick Scott,
Who is
Jamie
Nick
Robinson, Damani Richardson.
I never heard of Nick Scott or Damani Richardson until tonight.
So, by the way, 10
I felt like
DBs
Nick
here.
Scott was like a pop singer or something and like in sync.
Didn't they just trade for trade with Chicago for a cornerback today?
No, that was a fantasy
Proposed.
thing.
And by the way, I did just see the question by Promise Panda. I would definitely a top 10 offense and a top 20 defense.
Somebody said they said if a top 20 offense gets you 6 or 4 or 5, I would say it if we have a top 20 in both. I think our defense could be top 20.
But would
and
you
our
rather have a
offense
top
could
10?
be top 15?
But would you rather have a top 10 offense or defense?
Offense.
Same. Yeah.
Man, I'm a Panther
That's my
fan. I'm
whole
saying
point.
top 10 defense. I want to be
No,
top
that's my-
5 defense. Man,
No, that's my
I want to
whole
be them
point.
defenses we were fucking
I want
knocking. I
touchdowns.
like them of 15, 12
You want
games.
them
Boom.
Ron Rivera games 6
Yeah.
to 3.
Come on,
No,
bring
man,
Cam
no.
in. Was it get
Hush.
Cam and the top 5 defense from fucking making the playoffs?
Bro, we need offense. Okay.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
I
let's
don't know
talk
what
about
that
these
is.
defensive
I've
backs.
never seen
Mine's
it.
a bit more of chess as opposed to checkers. I mean, I think I want a good defense, but my thought is,
Can we have a
if
top 10 in both?
If we start having like a really good defense, then we're going to run through the same issue we had while we had top 10 defenses in the past. And that is we're going to lose our defensive coordinators, and then we're going to start to take a step back, and then we're going to move forward again, get a top 10, and then we're going to lose that defensive coordinator. I would like us to maintain like a top 15 and then just keep a Vero, and then that way we're good.
I mean, to be fair, our defense did win both our games last year. So,
and they lost a few too.
Yeah.
But
Well,
guys,
guess
don't
what?
y'all
Didn't
want
win
some
any games was our fucking offense. CK.
Don't y'all want some touchdowns?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
how
Yes,
long have
we
we
want
been
all-
in a
Can
drought
we not have
where
a
we
top
don't
15
have
in
any
both?
touchdowns?
Why does it have to be either or? Can we have a top 15 defense
you're
and a top
expecting
10?
too much.
Because
Look, if we-
yes, that's why I said top 20 for both. And now you're telling me I expect too much?
Look,
Yeah,
if
I'm
we
saying-
win 4 games, good.
No, I'm saying if we're
Well, we got to have a
if we're-
30. We have to have a bottom 20 defense and then a fucking top 15
even
offense.
if
Why does
we're
it got
in
to
the-
be like
no,
that?
because Tony, then neither of them are special. I want at least one of them to have some
this
dynamic of
podcast.
special.
Two
Yeah,
top
I
2.
want some fucking special in my
All right,
offense.
it's like this
bro.
podcast where everybody's just okay. All right. What's
Well, look,
next?
look.
Like, can we
No.
talk about these fucking
No,
DBs?
yes, we have to, and we have to talk about the trade.
Who is
that
Damani
we have not-
Richardson?
No, fuck him. We're talking about Michael Jackson. Yeah, who fucking
Oh,
gives
this
a
is
shit?
CK's
We're
moment
talking
here.
about Michael Jackson, who was traded. We got from the Seattle Seahawks, and we shipped Michael Barrett over there. CK, go ahead on. I know you wanted to.
So this is such a wild situation. So we got Michael Jackson, which by the way, he's not like a game killer type of a cornerback. but he is an incredible position, to have some depth on, especially with Dane Jackson being hurt. So we traded away our rookie that we drafted, Michael Barrett. He was drafted late, so it wasn't like we were drafting away a top pick. And so we got this guy. And today, during the 53-man cut down, the Seahawks released Michael Barrett. Now, here's the thing that's wild about this. Not only did we get Michael Jackson, who was projected to be on their 53-man roster prior to this trade, we traded Michael Barrett away, and we now have first dibs on picking Michael Barrett up. So we got potentially a starting cornerback, or at least a very good backup cornerback. And we still could potentially have our rookie that we drafted that we got him with. So do I think that Dan Morgan did this trade thinking, you know what, I'm going to get him back and I'm not going to have to pay anything for him? No, I think that it was an intended, I think they thought that Barrett was probably going to actually play for the Seahawks, but it would be wild if we found a way to put him back on this roster.
Yeah, it really would.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, but shout out to Dan Morgan.
Yeah.
You made the right moves. And by the way, look, let's be real. The depth at the cornerback room was only good to white chocolate espresso. And that's it. Dude, J.C. Horn is the only serviceable name that we had in this defensive backfield. And the dude just had a problem with injuries. You had to do this. You had to do this, especially after Dane Jackson went down. You had no depth in the corner room. So I like this. If we look at some of his stats, again, this is just according to PFF. Jackson in 2023 had a 77.1 PFF grade, 20th in the NFL, 6 forced incompletions, 0 touchdowns allowed. So I like this, man. He's a long, strong, physical corner. And I think that this was a good move for our defensive backfield, especially after Stephon Gilmore said, nah, bro, I ain't coming to Carolina. I'm going up to Minnesota where they're looking to compete for something. So I like it, man.
What you did is you turned a 7th round pick that was going to get cut anyway into a starter.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, that's a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man,
or at least a developmental project. That's I guess would be a good.
He
way
was
to look
probably going to be bubble cut though. I mean, practice squad. This is those 5th, 6th, 7th round picks are extraneous. That's why you turn them into conditional picks. I saw Mike Kay talk about how he was surprised that we couldn't get a conditional pick for Terrace Marshall Jr. But it just shows you how little those 7th round, 6th round picks mean. The only way they mean something is in these moments to me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
unless you want to bring up Brock Purdy, and I don't want to hear that shit.
Well, we addressed the things we need to. Like I was saying earlier, I was interested in DBs. So between the defensive backs, the offensive line, and the wide receivers, which are the 3 things we need to improve on the most, that's 50% of our team. 50% of our roster is those 3 positions. There's 22 positions on the team, not including special teams. Well, not 22 positions, but yeah. Like that's pretty impressive to bolster that up that much. Let's hope that it pays off.
All right, what we got next, and then we'll take another couple calls. We're moving and shaking through this podcast.
No, that was it. The last of the special teams.
And we already
all
knew
right,
that.
Well, then you want to take
a
a call then? Let's take a call before we hear this, or before we talk about this. We got C-Dog. Let's get after it.
Real quick, it's me, C-Dog 1983 TV. I hope everybody doing great today on this terrific Tuesday. Whenever you come in here,
and then he's going to tell Dan Morgan sucks.
C3 Podcast, one of the longest running podcasts, one of the longest running Panthers podcasts on YouTube. They go live every Tuesday, every Friday. We got the game simulation on Saturday. And they go live before and after the game on Sunday. But real quick, man, shout out Cody, everybody, man. Everybody, man.
the whole crew was in here tonight. You could tell that we are getting the season is among us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but real
he's
quick,
right.
I still have no faith in
The
Bryce.
homies are here.
But we don't see, man. Just make sure you got plenty of weed, plenty of good food and drink to get you through this roller coaster season. You know, hopefully this is our last season with Bryce Young. Cause like I say, until otherwise, you got to show me. You know. But man, shout out to Panther Pickle. Real quick, man, goddamn G baby, where your goddamn man's been hiding at, G baby. You know what I'm saying? Word up, come out, goddamn closet, G baby. Stop hiding, little baby. But yeah, man.
He's
I hope
trapped in the
everybody have a
closet.
great rest of the fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Keep pounding. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the great fucking content. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there have a good fucking night. Shout out to the C3 Podcast. You know, I like this because it helped me get through this turbulence of this sorry ass goddamn regime we got going on right now with Pepper. You know what I'm saying? The jury is out on goddamn Canales ass already because he got them really want to play these motherfuckers in preseason. You know, but we got them gonna see, man. Everybody have a great fucking night. Shout out to C3 who out there always being consistent, you know, and just got there keeping everybody, you know, in tune, man. Even though we ain't been good for a while, man, you know, but the guy's always consistent and everything for the same days, whatever. But everybody have a great fucking night. Keep pounding, C-Dog out.
Keep pounding, C-Dog. Awesome, man.
All right, here we got.
Is that the last call?
No, we
or
got
what?
2 more calls, short ones.
I just want to give a shout out to Jack the Snack Plumber, the greatest NFL preseason babysitter for $20,000, and you kick him out the door at the end. Wow, that was a hell of an investment.
All right, and here is my bastard son here, $20,000.
Hey, yo, it's White Chocolate Espresso. You know, I know we're all feeling hyped for the season and feeling good, but, you know, I'd just like you to take, you know, the time right now to be serious. I would like to, if you don't mind, you guys on the podcast right now and everyone just have a, you know, a moment of silence real fast. As you know, Clemson is playing Georgia this coming weekend. They're going to get destroyed. So I would like all of us, you know, Tony, CK, you know, Greg, Cody, just take a breath for like 30 seconds for a nice moment of silence for the Clemson Tigers. And 1, 2, 3, go.
He's a fool.
Yeah, he's a fool. He's
I
a
love
fool.
him.
Cav's
It's
a
my
fool.
son. That's my son.
His bullshit ass Gamecocks. His bullshit ass game chickens. They ain't never won a national title.
I was,
All right,
oh,
thank y'all.
he took a
Yeah.
moment of silence and came back. Look, hold on, look.
What an ass.
He actually had a moment of silence. Yeah, let's see if I can.
Hey, yo, it's White.
He's such a dick.
Let's get next to those little fucking bitches. All right, thank y'all. Peace.
He's a fool, and don't I know?
Oh, I love it.
No, let me tell you one thing. The Gamecocks, they might win 4 games this year. Everybody already knew that. And yeah, we're about to beat them puppies.
They got little
week
Cam
1.
Newton with glasses on.
What?
Kev, send him the picture of little baby Cam. With
I don't
those
want to see
glasses.
his funky ass quarterback.
Their quarterback.
I don't
with
give a
like,
damn.
he's like Cam Newton with glasses, dude.
So he's like Urkel.
Yeah, like
Like
he's
Urkel
like
out there.
it's like Jaden. What's the guy from the Commanders?
Jaden McDaniels.
It's like
Nope.
Jaden McDaniels and Urkel and Cam all
yeah,
had a menage.
Yeah, I
a
heard
trois.
that last year about Spencer Rattler too, and he fucking sucked
All
up
right,
everything.
all right. What's next? Those are the calls so far.
Hey, we are to
We
the
had the
main part.
beatbox. What we got left?
No, we're to the main part of the show. It's time to do
time. Then
season
Greg can go to bed.
predictions, and then we can all get out of here. This is the last thing we got.
We gotta ice some fools up. I'm still trying to figure
that's what
mine
I'm
up.
talking
I just feel like I could ice up like one person every week.
All right. So, hey,
No.
I thought of some rules with this, y'all. You were telling me to think about some rules. So it's 5 point. We're going to do point system. It's 5 points for the first 10 games. Whoever's the closest without going over. So we're going to do the Price is Right thing. So that way,
Okay.
if I have 2 and somebody has 4 and they win 3,
You
the
win.
2 we get the points for that. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, say that one more time.
So the first 10 games are going to count for 5 points.
Okay.
It's just going to be a total point system for the year. Whoever gets the most. I mean, we might end up with one person with 15 points and everybody else with nothing. But closest without going over for our prediction. So I have me at 2-8. CK's 5-5. Cody's 3-7, and Tony's 4-6. So we got a good spread.
Okay.
So 2, 3, 4, 5 is the wins.
So
we
that's
predict
the
for
first 10 games.
First 10 games, yeah. So if
Right.
you
So now we got to do our season predictions.
whole season's 10 points. So you can lose the first 10 games and still win the whole thing.
Oh,
We
see,
gotta-
this is
we
why
gotta-
we put Greg in charge of this shit.
We gotta look at the list of the schedule, because that last 7 game stretch is a freaking nightmare, dude.
Mhm. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't even care who we play the last 7. I didn't even look at the schedule. I'm just gonna go first 10. So last 7 games, I'm going 2-5. So full season, I'm going 4-13 for the whole season.
4-13, you bitch
4-13.
ass motherfucker.
I think 4 wins is possible. I was going to go 3, but after seeing Bryce the other day, that actually did make me think, well, if he plays like this, we might sneak another one out. So,
You're acting like you're doing him a favor, going 4. What were you gonna go if he had a 2 and 0?
3 and 14.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, I mean, I already
Wait,
picked
what was
2
your
wins.
original? Your 10 game?
First 10's 2-8, and then the last.
Oh, so you're
after
getting
season's gonna be
4.
2 and 5.
God, wet
Yep.
blanket.
We'll see. That's double the wins we had last year.
That's double. That's
yeah.
double. All right. Who's got the big D to go next? What did I say, Greg?
You went 5-5, or you went 4-6 for the first 10
4
games.
and 6.
Are we not picking game by game, or we're just picking the numbers?
No, just the numbers.
Just the numbers, yeah.
You want to go game by Panthers schedule. So I gotta, because we spent time on the last show doing the first 10.
So then I'll say, so for 10 games, I had 3 and 7.
Yep.
All right. So the rest of the season, I'll say we finish at 5 and 12.
Okay, so 2 more wins.
So
the last 2 games?
week 10 is the Giants, right? November 10th, the day before
Yeah.
my birthday.
And that's the week before the bye.
home
It's
game
in Germany.
How? Oh,
Home game in
Germany.
Germany.
Oh, yeah, 9:30 a.m.
Mhm.
All right, so we got then. Here are the last games: Chiefs at Panthers, Bucks at Panthers. Here, I'll share it. Got it up right now. It's not the visual one that you guys like, but
Kev wants me to show his
so we go here.
Carolina
This is week
quarterback,
10.
and I
Week 10 is
refuse.
Giants Panthers in Germany. Then we got we host
right there, because we have
what
11
is?
week 11 bye is what we have this year.
Oh, so
After,
but this
after
is
Germany game's a bye.
But this is where we're starting the rest, right?
Yep.
All right. So Chiefs loss, Bucks at home, maybe Eagles on the road, not 2. All right. So 1, that's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. The Panthers might split. What I have us at, Greg?
You have us you're at 4 and 6 right now.
Yeah, I'm going 7.
You're
At
going
7
wins
games.
total?
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 and 10. All right. You aren't that far off from me.
You went 4, bitch. I'm almost double.
5.
I was like,
I'm interested to see what CK has here. So you were 5-5 CK in the first 10 games.
Yeah, and I think we round out the year 3 wins out of this final 7 games, and I think we end 8 and 9.
Wow. Okay. 8 and 9 would be impressive.
It would be impressive, but I think it's going to be we're going to be extremely disappointed, because it's going to come down to those final 2 games of us getting into the playoffs. And I think we're going to unfortunately crap the bed on both of those 2 final games.
Who has the lowest prediction right now?
Me. I'm 4 and 13. I'm 4 and 13. You're 5 and 12. Tony's 7 and 10, and CK is 8 and 9.
Yeah, I
Who's-
can't be
who's the most
optimistic until I
optimistic?
see it.
CK right now.
Okay.
What are you at, Cody?
That reads. I'm at 5-12.
What a bitch.
You're a bitch.
You're sitting here talking about a top 10 offense and you're only going to get 5 fucking wins? You
Yeah, because we
fucking
don't have no
cunt.
fucking defense, bitch.
You're such a. Oh,
Hey,
my
don't
gosh.
quit being a bitch.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
Fucking. How
no.
dare anyone predict anything more than that? Like, sorry.
We're going to
I
have
am
a
just,
top 10
I am-
offense, a top 10 defense, and get
I am
5
not-
fucking wins.
I am not giving this Panthers team any form of optimism until they fucking earn it.
NFL media says 2-15 is their prediction for Carolina.
God.
I think it's fair because we were only 2 wins last year. Nobody can look at what we did and say, I mean, I think there can be improvements, but I think the media looks at that loss of Brian Burns as though we just lost Tom Brady. Like that's what they're acting like is happening when we lost Brian Burns. And I really don't understand the logic there. They love the move. Everywhere you look, they're like, oh, Carolina Panthers, they did such a great job this offseason. They've done all the right moves, but every single one of them act like we are still not going to move and progress in a positive way. I don't think anybody on the panel believes we aren't going to be a better team this year.
Well, they say and write things to sell papers and big headlines. Then they tell you what they really feel in their predictions.
I think also being a better team obviously being a better team is going to translate into more than 2 wins.
Yeah.
But if we were a 5-win team last year, I could say, honestly, we could be a better team and still win the same amount of games.
I agree. I honestly, if we're a 4-13 team, I can still be happy with that. I could be happy with 2 wins if we're putting up 28 points a game.
We're going to have a
competitive in
top
every
5
game.
offense, bitch, and win 4 games.
All right. If we're competitive,
That'd be awesome.
I can live with 3 or 4 wins. I mean, I don't want it, but I'll be a lot happier with 3 or 4 wins if we're competitive. Because last year, the 2-15, we just looked like dog shit in every game. even
Oh
the
my
wins.
God. I was
Even the
taking
wins.
we do a podcast, bro. I was getting drunk and taking a nap.
Yeah.
I don't know
Third
if I
quarter nap.
watched a single third quarter all
Yeah,
season.
third quarter
dude.
nap,
I'm
yep.
like, I would wake up and be like, oh shit, the show's starting. I drank too much. Oh my God. All right.
Fellas,
Is that
throw
it?
the eyes up. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
gotta
All
wake
right,
up early.
Greg. Wonderful
appreciate y'all.
beard man. See you later. We'll hit
man.
you up. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Football's coming soon. Everybody out there, keep pounding.
That's right. All right. You're listening to the C3 Panthers podcast brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where every Tuesday night we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective. Now, we have to ice some fools up. The longest running segment on the longest running podcast. Cody, let's get this ice.
Ice.
He's clear.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
Up, son. Ice up, son. It's our homage to Steve Smith, where we tell someone to ice up, toughen up, to get it together. It's where we're allowed to step outside the bounds of Carolina Panthers in football. But hell, we do that all the time on this podcast. But it's time to make fun of people dying on the internet, basically. I don't have a great one right now, so I need you guys to carry me as I just like continue.
I
to
do,
ice up,
especially
say-
if you want to see somebody in terrible
Yes.
pain and
Yes.
probably die.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
sure.
Let's
Yeah.
do
So,
it.
all right. You know, in a lot of these other countries, they do a lot of fucking around with bulls. Maybe you shouldn't do that, dude. I'm gonna mute it just in case it's Bollywood music that they're gonna play is copywritten somehow.
Bollywood.
Right, so
Copyright.
play this.
yeah.
Oh,
we got hooked.
Watch, it's dragging him.
hooked.
Look. Oh, shit.
It's
Watch,
like
it
an
gets-
Indian lynching.
Watch.
Oh.
Oh, it's just dragging him.
What the hell happened?
There was
I
that
don't
rope
know,
that just happened
but-
to grab his leg as he was watch the rope. Watch it again at the beginning. That rope is kind of coming behind the and then it
Yeah.
just like hits
Somebody
the back
let
of his leg.
go of that bull.
Oh,
shit. Ice up. Oh,
Dude,
my. Hey,
but
look at this guy's face right here. Look at this one guy's face. He's in the blue right here.
Oh, you know that dude.
When he
like,
looks
probably,
back, look at the
like-
guy on the right here with the phone. Hold on. It's a second. It's not the first.
Look at the head. Look at his head. Like the dude definitely is. He's knocked out right here. He's not even like like he's just gone.
Dude, imagine what that dude's face looks like now.
Oh God.
His leg got dislocated, dude. All right.
So
You
yeah,
got
okay.
multiple,
So,
fellas. You got multiple because I don't even have a good one. I'm just gonna ice up like
well-
my life.
no, I don't. No,
Well,
let me
you don't
see.
have 7 tonight.
Yeah, the one.
Oh,
night
the
there.
one night. CK, you got one for us?
I might have.
No,
one.
dude. It's just
You don't have one?
No, I've been busy all day. My son's birthday was today, so I hadn't had a chance.
Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Ice up to CK for spending his night on his kid's birthday doing a podcast with these fools.
Oh, he's asleep.
All right. What is my ice up?
Panther
pick?
Gal said
Oh,
Cody
I got an
earlier.
ice up pick for
I
you.
know, Panther Gal. I know. I'm not right.
I got an ice up pick for you. It's yesterday. Driving past the gas station, gas was $2.89. Today it was $3.12.
Oh,
How
wow.
does it go up 40 cents in a day?
That was the rates for the with the Fed announcing that they might reduce the rates somehow.
That fucks gas up. I'm sorry, Mom.
It's somehow
40
like you know what it
cents
is.
overnight. I was like, oh, look at gas is cheap, $2.89, and then today it was $3.12. Ice up 40 cents.
Oh, I got one that's
Oh,
terrible.
good. Yeah, let's see some people die.
No, you'll die on the inside.
Oh, even better.
And listen,
This is our
as-
mom. My mom's in the chat still. Go to bed, Mom. Go to bed. This is not for you.
y'all
I feel
are
like
gonna-
this is not Mom approved.
Y'all
Just the way you're laughing.
y'all are gonna judge me so hard for this, dude. Oh God, okay.
Oh
What?
no! Oh, we gotta ice up him.
He messed up 3 times in a row. Oh my God, I saw.
I saw somebody that had no arm said something. I'm unarmed, and he had a T-shirt on that said "I'm unarmed, don't shoot" or something like that.
Dude,
Damn. All right.
bro, he
Thank
does
you.
not deserve a high five.
Oh, he deserved a kick in the balls.
But I feel
Oh.
bad too because it's just a reaction.
I wanna watch it. Can we watch it one more time?
Yeah.
Can we watch it one more
Yeah,
time, please? It took a minute for me to get it too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it went from the high five. I was still confused. Now,
Oh, dude.
the real AP said he got a quick ice up. Man, we can't put your last ice up. Real AP was dead.
I don't even know what he's saying. Let me see what he's saying.
All right, proof.
Oh, I've seen that a million. Yeah, Tony will probably love this.
All right, let me hear
If
it.
anybody is a fan of your mom's house, you've probably seen this clip a million times. Hold on.
Somebody said I'm icing up Tony for thinking 289 is 312 is 40 cents. It felt like 40 cents, bro. We went from 280 to 320.
Have y'all seen this video?
I have not seen this one. I don't think.
So they're in Taiwan or something. Just wait. Watch how long. Okay, is this horrible or hilarious? And y'all just tell me.
Both. I don't know what's happening, but I'm already in.
Well, you'll see. Hang on.
Can't wait. This is what our podcast should be, is us just watching
Yeah.
videos like this.
This guy has got. What is he doing? Why is? Oh, is he using that remote control?
No, someone's driving.
Oh! Why is that guy wearing earrings? Oh, no, he's not.
He still hasn't moved up yet. He finally moves up. Watch this dude.
Go back. Please go back for more. Look, this guy doesn't even care. The guy in the red shirt doesn't even give a fuck.
He doesn't give a damn. Oh, dude. Watch how long it takes.
Is he
the
remote
driver.
controlling it?
No, that's what it looks like. But there's a driver in the car. The dude that walks around is the driver.
I love this guy in the red shirt who does not give a shit. He revved it. My favorite part. What did he say? This guy in the red. This guy in the red. I love. Why does this guy come at him? Yes, he can. Oh God, I'm dying.
Oh, dude, is that not the best? Look how he just walks away. He doesn't care at all, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for making my night. You're listening. That was the C3 Panthers podcast brought to you by Carolina Chronicles.com, where every Tuesday night we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective and then laugh about people potentially dying on the internet at the end. My name's Tony Dunn. They call me the professor. I'm not a math teacher. Obviously, $2.89 isn't 40 cents, but to $3.12. But it felt like 40 cents, Mug. It felt like 40 cents. Look to my right or left. I don't know because I can't tell my directions when it's reversed. Cody lacks my wheel, man. Thank you for being on this show tonight, my homie.
Of course, man. Nowhere I'd rather be on a Tuesday night than sitting here hanging with my boys. And this is what, the last time we're doing this on a Tuesday without talking about.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This weekend's the
CK, happy birthday to your son.
Yeah,
your oldest.
Yeah, he's 8, and so that's gonna be. We got 10 more years, and then I'm kicking him out. So
sure, we'll be watching videos of him on this podcast in 8 years. Then when Cody,
if he gets emancipated, you can kick him out earlier.
He's rooting for. Stop.
I've just put paperwork on his desk.
Even in his folder, it's got his reading log. He's going to be in the 4th grade, and his reading log is going to have an emancipation sheet beside it.
Oh, man.
All right. Forever parent. My mama's still in. She forever listens to this podcast, even though I've cursed the whole time. Mama, I love you. Love you.
Love your mama, Dunn. She said she loves me. She loves CK.
Yeah, she does. She likes y'all. She loves y'all more than me. No, she don't. She don't. She'll murder people for me, but she loves y'all. Can you take us out of here, Cody?
Absolutely, man. For another edition of the C3 Panthers podcast. Until next time, keep pounding.
Keep pounding.